This week on Friday Night Football, we take a trip to Johnson County for some 4A action as 8th-ranked Alvarado plays host to the Glen Rose Tigers. Both these teams were picked to win their respective districts preseason, and they will meet for one final non-district clash to prepare themselves for when it really matters. Players to watch this week for Glen Rose, it's 2A star Ryder Rubitsky. He is a force. 6'4", 215 pounds, plays tight end and linebacker, and has led the Tigers in tackles both last year and this year. He'll have a difficult task this week, though, facing off against Alvarado running back DeMarcus Belton, one of the elite and versatile talents in the state. Belton will line up anywhere in the Alvarado offense and is a threat to score a touchdown every time he touches the football. You can watch the game live for free on WFAA+. Download WFAA+ to your smart TV for free to watch Alvarado and Glen Rose on Friday Night Football. After the game, check out Friday Night Football 5th quarter for highlights from all around North Texas. 10:40 p.m. only on WFAA+. It's a matchup of elite volleyball powers as defending state champ and national champ Byron Nelson visits 11th-ranked South Lake Carroll. Watch live for free Tuesday at 5:30 on WFAA+. This week on Friday Night Football, we take a trip to Johnson County for some 4A action as 8th-ranked Alvarado plays host to the Glen Rose Tigers. Both these teams were picked to win their respective districts preseason, and they will meet for one final non-district clash to prepare themselves for when it really matters. Players to watch this week for Glen Rose, it's 2A star Ryder Rubitsky. He is a force. 6'4", 215 pounds, plays tight end and linebacker, and has led the Tigers in tackles both last year and this year. He'll have a difficult task this week, though, facing off against Alvarado running back DeMarcus Belton, one of the elite and versatile talents in the state. Belton will line up anywhere in the Alvarado offense and is a threat to score a touchdown every time he touches the football. You can watch the game live for free on WFAA+. Download WFAA+ to your smart TV for free to watch Alvarado and Glen Rose on Friday Night Football. After the game, check out Friday Night Football 5th quarter for highlights from all around North Texas. 10:40 p.m. only on WFAA+. It's a matchup of elite volleyball powers as defending state champ and national champ Byron Nelson visits 11th-ranked South Lake Carroll. Watch live for free Tuesday at 5:30 on WFAA+. This week on Friday Night Football, we take a trip to Johnson County for some 4A action as 8th-ranked Alvarado plays host to the Glen Rose Tigers. Both these teams were picked to win their respective districts preseason, and they will meet for one final non-district clash to prepare themselves for when it really matters. Players to watch this week for Glen Rose, it's 2A star Ryder Rubitsky. He is a force. 6'4", 215 pounds, plays tight end and linebacker, and has led the Tigers in tackles both last year and this year. He'll have a difficult task this week, though, facing off against Alvarado running back DeMarcus Belton, one of the elite and versatile talents in the state. Belton will line up anywhere in the Alvarado offense and is a threat to score a touchdown every time he touches the football. You can watch the game live for free on WFAA+. Download WFAA+ to your smart TV for free to watch Alvarado and Glen Rose on Friday Night Football. After the game, check out Friday Night Football 5th quarter for highlights from all around North Texas. 10:40 p.m. only on WFAA+. It's a matchup of elite volleyball powers as defending state champ and national champ Byron Nelson visits 11th-ranked South Lake Carroll. Watch live for free Tuesday at 5:30 on WFAA+. This week on Friday Night Football, we take a trip to Johnson County for some 4A action as 8th-ranked Alvarado plays host to the Glen Rose Tigers. Both these teams were picked to win their respective districts preseason, and they will meet for one final non-district clash to prepare themselves for when it really matters. Players to watch this week for Glen Rose, it's two-way star Ryder Rubitsky. He is a force. 6'4", 215 pounds, plays tight end and linebacker, and has led the Tigers in tackles both last year and this year. He'll have a difficult task this week, though, facing off against Alvarado running back DeMarcus Belton, one of the elite and versatile talents in the state. Belton will line up anywhere in the Alvarado offense and is a threat to score a touchdown every time he touches the football. You can watch the game live for free on WFAA+. Download WFAA+ to your smart TV for free to watch Alvarado and Glen Rose on Friday Night Football. After the game, check out Friday Night Football 5th quarter for highlights from all around North Texas. 10:40 p.m. only on WFAA+. It's a matchup of elite volleyball powers as defending state champ and national champ Byron Nelson visits 11th-ranked South Lake Carroll. Watch live for free Tuesday at 5:30 on WFAA+. This week on Friday Night Football, we take a trip to Johnson County for some 4A action as 8th-ranked Alvarado plays host to the Glen Rose Tigers. Both these teams were picked to win their respective districts preseason, and they will meet for one final non-district clash to prepare themselves for when it really matters. Players to watch this week for Glen Rose, it's two-way star Ryder Rubitsky. He is a force. 6'4", 215 pounds, plays tight end and linebacker, and has led the Tigers in tackles both last year and this year. He'll have a difficult task this week, though, facing off against Alvarado running back DeMarcus Belton, one of the elite and versatile talents in the state. Belton will line up anywhere in the Alvarado offense and is a threat to score a touchdown every time he touches the football. You can watch the game live for free on WFAA+. Download WFAA+ to your smart TV for free to watch Alvarado and Glen Rose on Friday Night Football. After the game, check out Friday Night Football 5th quarter for highlights from all around North Texas. 10:40 p.m. only on WFAA+. It's a matchup of elite volleyball powers as defending state champ and national champ Byron Nelson visits 11th-ranked South Lake Carroll. Watch live for free Tuesday at 5:30 on WFAA+. This week on Friday Night Football, we take a trip to Johnson County for some 4A action as 8th-ranked Alvarado plays host to the Glen Rose Tigers. Both these teams were picked to win their respective districts preseason, and they will meet for one final non-district clash to prepare themselves for when it really matters. Players to watch this week for Glen Rose, it's two-way star Ryder Rubitsky. He is a force. 6'4", 215 pounds, plays tight end and linebacker, and has led the Tigers in tackles both last year and this year. He'll have a difficult task this week, though, facing off against Alvarado running back DeMarcus Belton, one of the elite and versatile talents in the state. Belton will line up anywhere in the Alvarado offense and is a threat to score a touchdown every time he touches the football. You can watch the game live for free on WFAA+. Download WFAA+ to your smart TV for free to watch Alvarado and Glen Rose on Friday Night Football. After the game, check out Friday Night Football 5th quarter for highlights from all around North Texas. 10:40 p.m. only on WFAA+. It's a matchup of elite volleyball powers as defending state champ and national champ Byron Nelson visits 11th-ranked South Lake Carroll. Watch live for free Tuesday at 5:30 on WFAA+. This week on Friday Night Football, we take a trip to Johnson County for some 4A action as 8th-ranked Alvarado plays host to the Glen Rose Tigers. Both these teams were picked to win their respective districts preseason, and they will meet for one final non-district clash to prepare themselves for when it really matters. Players to watch this week for Glen Rose, it's two-way star Ryder Rubitsky. He is a force. 6'4", 215 pounds, plays tight end and linebacker, and has led the Tigers in tackles both last year and this year. He'll have a difficult task this week, though, facing off against Alvarado running back DeMarcus Belton, one of the elite and versatile talents in the state. Belton will line up anywhere in the Alvarado offense and is a threat to score a touchdown every time he touches the football. You can watch the game live for free on WFAA Plus. Download WFAA Plus to your smart TV for free to watch Alvarado and Glen Rose on Friday Night Football. After the game, check out Friday Night Football 5th quarter for highlights from all around North Texas. 10:40 p.m. only on WFAA Plus. It's a matchup of elite volleyball powers as defending state champ and national champ Byron Nelson visits 11th-ranked South Lake Carroll. Watch live for free Tuesday at 5:30 on WFAA Plus. This week on Friday Night Football, we take a trip to Johnson County for some 4A action as 8th-ranked Alvarado plays host to the Glen Rose Tigers. Both these teams were picked to win their respective districts preseason, and they will meet for one final non-district clash to prepare themselves for when it really matters. Players to watch this week for Glen Rose, it's 2A star Ryder Rubitsky. He is a force. 6'4", 215 pounds, plays tight end and linebacker, and has led the Tigers in tackles both last year and this year. He'll have a difficult task this week, though, facing off against Alvarado running back DeMarcus Belton, one of the elite and versatile talents in the state. Belton will line up anywhere in the Alvarado offense and is a threat to score a touchdown every time he touches the football. You can watch the game live for free on WFAA Plus. Download WFAA Plus to your smart TV for free to watch Alvarado and Glen Rose on Friday Night Football. After the game, check out Friday Night Football 5th quarter for highlights from all around North Texas. 10:40 p.m. only on WFAA Plus. It's a matchup of elite volleyball powers as defending state champ and national champ Byron Nelson visits 11th-ranked South Lake Carroll. Watch live for free Tuesday at 5:30 on WFAA Plus. This week on Friday Night Football, we take a trip to Johnson County for some 4A action as 8th-ranked Alvarado plays host to the Glen Rose Tigers. Both these teams were picked to win their respective districts preseason, and they will meet for one final non-district clash to prepare themselves for when it really matters. Players to watch this week for Glen Rose, it's 2A star Ryder Rubitsky. He is a force. 6'4", 215 pounds, plays tight end and linebacker, and has led the Tigers in tackles both last year and this year. He'll have a difficult task this week, though, facing off against Alvarado running back DeMarcus Belton, one of the elite and versatile talents in the state. Belton will line up anywhere in the Alvarado offense and is a threat to score a touchdown every time he touches the football. You can watch the game live for free on WFAA Plus. Download WFAA Plus to your smart TV for free to watch Alvarado and Glen Rose on Friday Night Football. After the game, check out Friday Night Football 5th quarter for highlights from all around North Texas. 10:40 p.m. only on WFAA Plus. It's a matchup of elite volleyball powers as defending state champ and national champ Byron Nelson visits 11th-ranked South Lake Carroll. Watch live for free Tuesday at 5:30 on WFAA Plus. This week on Friday Night Football, we take a trip to Johnson County for some 4A action as 8th-ranked Alvarado plays host to the Glen Rose Tigers. Both these teams were picked to win their respective districts preseason, and they will meet for one final non-district clash to prepare themselves for when it really matters. Players to watch this week for Glen Rose, it's 2A star Ryder Rubitsky. He is a force. 6'4", 215 pounds, plays tight end and linebacker, and has led the Tigers in tackles both last year and this year. He'll have a difficult task this week, though, facing off against Alvarado running back DeMarcus Belton, one of the elite and versatile talents in the state. Belton will line up anywhere in the Alvarado offense and is a threat to score a touchdown every time he touches the football. You can watch the game live for free on WFAA Plus. Download WFAA Plus to your smart TV for free to watch Alvarado and Glen Rose on Friday Night Football. After the game, check out Friday Night Football 5th quarter for highlights from all around North Texas. 10:40 p.m. only on WFAA Plus. It's a matchup of elite volleyball powers as defending state champ and national champ Byron Nelson visits 11th-ranked South Lake Carroll. Watch live for free Tuesday at 5:30 on WFAA Plus. This week on Friday Night Football, we take a trip to Johnson County for some 4A action as 8th-ranked Alvarado plays host to the Glen Rose Tigers. Both these teams were picked to win their respective districts preseason, and they will meet for one final non-district clash to prepare themselves for when it really matters. Players to watch this week for Glen Rose, it's 2A star Ryder Rubitsky. He is a force. 6'4", 215 pounds, plays tight end and linebacker, and has led the Tigers in tackles both last year and this year. He'll have a difficult task this week, though, facing off against Alvarado running back DeMarcus Belton, one of the elite and versatile talents in the state. Belton will line up anywhere in the Alvarado offense and is a threat to score a touchdown every time he touches the football. You can watch the game live for free on WFAA+. Download WFAA+ to your smart TV for free to watch Alvarado and Glen Rose on Friday Night Football. After the game, check out Friday Night Football 5th quarter for highlights from all around North Texas. 10:40 p.m. only on WFAA+. It's a matchup of elite volleyball powers as defending state champ and national champ Byron Nelson visits 11th-ranked South Lake Carroll. Watch live for free Tuesday at 5:30 on WFAA+. From Charles Head Stadium in Alvarado, it's the final week of non-district play for a pair of teams expected to win their districts again this year, as 8th-ranked Alvarado plays host to the Glen Rose Tigers on Friday Night Football, sponsored by Texas Day Brazil. And with that, we welcome you inside the broadcast booth here in Alvarado. Mike Leslie, the former Lincoln High and Kansas State linebacker, Hackma Harrison, with you once again. We have made our way to Johnson County, the small school ranks. Some 4A football tonight. We love getting out and about and seeing these small towns, Hackma, and we get some small town football tonight.
And king of the small towns is standing right next to me.
I knew he was going to go here.
I tell you what, you want to go where no access is denied, come to a small town with Mike Leslie. They love this guy.
Check is in the mail, my friend. I set it up that way intentionally, and we're off and running here on Friday Night Football. These are two teams with different stories so far this season. For Alvarado, they are trying to replace one of the all-time great players in the history of their program in Cartier Collier. This kid scored 75 touchdowns a year ago, 43 through the air, Heckma, 32 more rushing touchdowns. Mr. Texas football finalist, one of 10 finalists across the state, the 4A quarterback of the year. We can go on and on about this kid. Big, big, big shoes to fill for this Glen Rose program, not just at the quarterback position, but all across the field. For Alvarado, but they're doing it so far this year.
Well, fortunately for them, Cameron Jenkins has some really big feet. And this young man is getting off to a clip that is probably, it rivals what his predecessor was. And I'm telling you, he is the kind of player that I absolutely feel like this Alvarado team is in good hands. And not only that, the future is much brighter because of him.
So for Glen Rose, very different story so far this year. They have been dinged by injuries time and time and time again. Preseason, early on in this regular season, 3 different ACL tears, an MCL sprain, a broken tibia, 5 different kids that were going to be impact players for them this year, taken down for extended stretches. There, in fact, you see some of the young men that we're talking about there on the sideline with knee braces and boots. That has unfortunately been the story so far this year for Cliff Watkins' team, is lots of knee braces and boots. They are, though, starting to turn the corner. He feels like they're starting to figure out how to play with the players that they do still have healthy.
Yeah, it's been some bad juju happening in Glen Rose with the injuries that they have had, those ACL injuries, and some of their main starters are having those injuries. But the teller is for these guys is that they're just an extremely young team.
Yeah.
You have 7 sophomores and a few freshmen on that roster as well, and they're not used to talking about rebuilding in Glen Rose, but kind of that's where they are right now.
As Cliff Watkins said to us this week, a young team plus a whole bunch of injuries is a really difficult combination,
Yes.
and that's the spot that they are in right now. They do have a young man that is a veteran player and a very important player for them, and that is their tight end and linebacker, Ryder Rubitsky. This kid led him in tackles a year ago, does again this year, and now he's adding the offensive quotient to his game as well.
Man, they put a lot on his plate, and this is a guy last season, as you see right there with those stats, 131 tackles, 15 tackles for a loss, and now he's having to be asked to go both ways at playing tight end as well. So when you put that much on a young guy's plate, you expect for something to suffer in his play, but Ryder Rubitsky has taken this head on, man, and has accepted that role.
Yeah, there's been no drop-off for him. He has handled it time and time and time again. 6'4", 215. He's got broad shoulders, and he's got a lot on those shoulders. Meanwhile, for Alvarado, we mentioned the fact that they need to replace Cartier Collier. This young man has done an awful lot of replacing his production so far this season. He combined for 26 touchdowns a year ago as the number 2 option. Now he's the big dog, heck man, he's producing like it.
DeMarcus Belton is, Lord have mercy, good. And this is a kid that his recruiting should ratchet up to a pitch never seen before around here in these parts, because he is that good. The way that they use him on the outside, also in the backfield. I had Coach Watkins, when we were talking about him, knowing that he was going to have to deal with number 5, his question to me was, Heckma, do you have any suggestions? And to that I said, Coach, I can't help you.
There you see Belton on the far right side of your screen, number 5 for Alvarado, one of their 4 captains tonight. Jordan Wright, Skylar DeThorne, and Logan Woolard, the 4 captains, the 3 captains along with DeMarcus Belton that are the 4 on the field for Alvarado this evening. Meanwhile, for Glen Rose, Ryder Rubitsky, as mentioned before, Jed Connolly, their big man in the middle, Caden Gray-Diaz. And we've got our coin toss happening right now at the middle of the field. Our crew chief tonight is Aaron Kentner there in the white hat.
Glen Rose will receive on.
So as you heard there, Glen Rose will have the football to start this one. Alvarado ball to start the second half. And we will get to see the Glen Rose offense first. Heck, these are 2 teams, again, with very different stories so far this year. But what matters for both of these programs is what starts a week from now, and that is district play. Glen Rose has won 9 consecutive district titles. Alvarado won their district title a year ago and went to the regional final. They look to start that up again and prepare one final week for all that. Coming up next, and can Glen Rose find a way to slow down DeMarcus Belton and Alvarado, or will the home team continue its perfect start to 2025? Friday Night Football kicks off after this. End zone shot. What a catch! Catch a live broadcast of every play of the biggest high school football games. Next week, Aledo at Denton Ryan. Stream the broadcast free next Friday night at 7 on WFAA+.
Thanks, Delkus.
Thanks, Delkus.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delkus.
WFAA has a legacy of changing the system.
Most recently, we did a story on ankle monitors and how they don't work, and how criminals are committing crimes with ankle monitors. And yeah, there's legislative change coming.
Our 2-year investigation caught the attention of state representatives. Now, it's a crime to cut off ankle monitors.
I want people to see things that we need to hold people accountable for.
What's up, football fans? It's the best time of the year. Every Monday morning, we want to hear what you have to say about the game. Join me, Mark Istook, Glenn Strutch-Smith, and Rebecca Lopez for the Call-In Show, Monday mornings at 11:30.
Sponsored by Keypost Company.
North Texas, it's a hot one today. If you're planning on taking the pumps out, make sure to protect your paws. That asphalt is going to be hot.
Thanks, Delkus.
Plausibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delkas.
Friday Night Football, sponsored by Texas de Brazil.
Johnson County, the site tonight for the first time since the 2020 season opener between Grandview and Malakoff. We're back in Johnson County, and it's the Glen Rose Tigers on the road to face number 8 Alvarado, who will kick off to get this one underway. Heckma Harrison, a game that we expected to be really good preseason. Injuries have eaten into that a little bit, but Glen Rose has every expectation they're going to come out and make this a football game tonight.
Hey, look, here's the deal. Coach Watkins isn't a guy that's crying about his record. He's like, look, I got a young squad, and this is for us the final test before we go into district play. And he's looking at this like, look, if we could put it all together, because in those first couple of games of the season, they've either played really good on offense but not too good on defense. They have to play a complete game today.
A year ago, these two teams combined for 121 points in 48 minutes of football. How many do we get tonight? Here we go. Luke Males from his own 12-yard line falls down at the 18, and that is where Judd Connolly and the Glen Rose offense will get to work. Males, you see, running off the field there, a sophomore himself, just like Connolly. That was the quarterback battle, Heckma, in the offseason. Connolly won the job in that summer competition, and despite some struggles early on this season with some turnovers, they feel like he really turned a corner last week.
Yeah, but you got to tell the whole story about Luke Males. This guy was the district newcomer of the year last year and had to come in and play some quality minutes at quarterback. Loses out to Judge Connolly in the spring, but that just tells you how good of an athlete Connolly is.
Right up the middle on the first carry of the football game goes Tyson Sullivan, running behind that big offensive line that Glen Rose has, and a pickup of 8 on the first play of the football game. A week ago, Judd Connolly against Robinson, 408 yards of total offense, 238 through the air, another $170 on the ground, and 6 combined touchdowns. As there you see the Glen Rose offense on your screen. Males, Patton Prescott, Caden Mars, the 3 wide receivers, the big tight end Ryder Rubitsky, a weapon in the passing game as well. And it will be a first down here for Glen Rose.
And you look at between 77 and number 77 and number 65, boy, a ton of weight in the middle of that offensive line.
They run the reverse here. The throwback, wide open up the near sideline is Connolly. Judd Connolly stutter steps at the 40, all the way down inside the 35. Cliff Watkins told me before the game to expect some razzle-dazzle, and right out of the gates, here they come with it.
That's what you call it, razzle-dazzle right there. And you got to gamble a little bit. You got to take as many chances as you can. And I love this from a play-calling standpoint.
They were very quickly back to the line of scrimmage. The pitch to Tyson Sullivan came to the near side, picked up yet another first down, and very quickly Glen Rose, who scored 50 a year ago in this matchup, a minute and 10 seconds in, they've got 1st and 10 at the 22. To the air, complete on the far side, Caden Mars to the 15-yard line. Skylar DeThorne with the tackle, but Glen Rose, Heckma, is moving here early on.
Great catch by Mars. That ball is behind him. He has to make an adjustment on the run. But look, that's a big-time pickup. And Glen Rose, the Tigers are not backing off offensively in this first series, man. They are firing.
This is a proud Glen Rose program. They were number 2 in the state rankings at one point last year. They've won 9 straight district titles. They are used to winning. 0-4 to start the year is uncommon for them. What they're doing so far to start this football game, much more in their wheelhouse. There is a flag down on what was going to be 1st and goal here for Glen Rose. It looks like it may come back. Or perhaps not.
Just waiting on the call, but obviously, yeah, now you understand that that call is going to go against the Indians.
And it will be 1st and goal at the 4-yard line. I said to Cliff Watkins before the game, will you guys try and take the air out of the ball at all? Will you try and go slow and eat some clock in this football game? He said, that's just not our style. It's not who we are. If we tried to do that, we'd get out of our headspace. Keeping it is Connolly. Taken down right at the line of scrimmage. Good defensive play by Logan Woolard, the senior.
Yeah, you got Logan Woolard and you have Lane Woolard, the twin brothers over there on defense. We'll be calling those names a lot tonight.
2nd and goal now. Connolly again to keep it himself. Bulling forward. Maybe got to the 3. It's going to be 3rd and goal.
So here's the bigger question. You got a big-time 3rd down coming up, and they have been going fast, the Tigers on offense. Would you go say this is 4-down territory in a game like this?
It's awfully early to go there. Listen, Glen Rose is the home of the great Dan Campbell, who we know is prone to call 4th down gambles all the time, so maybe it's just in their blood. We'll see. Well, they need to see. The pitch out to Sullivan. No need for 4th and goal. Touchdown, Glen Rose. What a drive from the Tigers.
And I'll redo that call for you, Mike. I guess we'll never know because there you have it on the pitch to the outside to Tyson Sullivan, and that was set up perfectly by Judd Connolly. I tell you what, I'm really impressed with the way Glen Rose has come out and they have attacked in this first drive. You had a little razzle-dazzle, but a lot of power in that.
They will go for 2 here. No PAT. They're going to go for 2. The swing out in the far flat, and that is complete for 2 more to Tyson Sullivan. And it is an 8-0 start for Glen Rose.
What a drive here by the Tigers, and a little misdirection to get things started out, got their defense's eyes going in all kinds of directions, but then you get Tyson Sullivan out in the flat all by himself, and nobody's going to catch him with just 2 yards to get into the end zone.
8-0 Glen Rose. Right down the field the Tigers go. 3 minutes in on Friday Night Football. It's a matchup of elite volleyball powers as defending state champ and national champ Byron Nelson visits 11th ranked South Lake Carroll. Watch live for free Tuesday at 5:30 on WFAA+. End zone shot. What a catch. Catch a live broadcast of every play of the biggest high school football games. Next week, Alito at Denton Ryan. Stream the broadcast free next Friday night at 7. Short kickoff fielded by DeMarcus Belton and returned all the way to the 39-yard line. Tell you what, if I had one piece of advice for Cliff Watkins tonight, it would be don't kick the football to number 5 in any scenario whatsoever. He has 14 combined touchdowns this year, that young man right there on your screen. And that's just from scrimmage. He has kickoff and punt returns for scores this year as well. He is electrifying.
What you're saying is don't test your luck. Just leave him out of it. But I tell you, there's no way that they're not going to deal with him tonight.
Taking over at their own 40-yard line is Cameron Jenkins and the Alvarado offense. They will motion Belton into the formation and hand him the football on the first play of the game. The stiff arm to get to the outside, and Belton's got the corner.
Oh, my gosh.
That stiff arm is just not fair.
First of all, you don't just get one, you get 2. Here he is in the I formation. They bring everybody over to the right side. That's 1. You get down to the ground and watch me get to the sticks.
Goodness. 1st and 10 at the 44 in the blink of an eye. Handoff up the middle for DJ Clampett. Somehow wiggled his way free. It looked like he was going to be taken down for about 3. Instead stumbles forward for a gain of about 8.
Yeah, they got a Clampett, they got a Belton. And I mean, we came into this game and we're talking about Belton, but don't forget about DJ.
Quickly goes this Alvarado offense, and a first down for DJ Clampett. Already down to the 31-yard line.
And they have a ton of sophomores up front, Avery Harris and Anthony Frias. 2 sophomores up front, number 54 and 53, and then they have seniors and juniors on the outside.
Belton faked a motion to the right. Now will come back tight into the set. The senior has a Division I offer from Bryant, but it is certainly the opinion of many that that number should grow. Deep ball up the middle, right on the money for Skylar DeThorne. Touchdown Alvarado, and they strike back just a minute and 6 seconds later.
I was talking about these names, DeMarcus Belton and Clampett. DeThorne is the other one. When you get the ball and you have to concentrate on a guy like DeMarcus Belton, you cannot forget about those receivers getting to the second level behind your safeties, and that's exactly what Skylar DeThorne did.
Extra point is up and through, and it's an 8-7 tally here in the early goings in Alvarado. They combined for 121 points a year ago. We're off to a similarly fast start tonight. 8-7, Glen Rose with the lead on Friday Night Football.
It's a matchup of elite volleyball powers as defending state champ and national champ Byron Nelson visits 11th ranked South Lake Carroll. Watch live for free Tuesday at 5:30 on WFAA+.
Right now in Terrell and in Dallas, your heat index is 107. Everyone in McKinney is dead. It's hot in McKinney. We'll fix that probably.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delcas.
A 31-yard touchdown pass from Cameron Jenkins to Skylar DeThorne. And the number 8 team in the state in 4A Division I is on the board. It's an 8-7 tally in favor of Glen Rose. Mike Leslie, Heckma Harrison back here with you on Friday Night Football. Kicking it away is Oliver Estrada. And from his own 6-yard line, once again, it's Luke Males. This time a better return. Bang down at the 22-yard line.
Can I say that was a little too easy for the Indians on that drive?
It was very easy. It was very easy.
I'm thinking.
They have done that to everybody, though, this year, to be fair. They are averaging 68.3 points per game this year.
Yikes.
Averaging.
So for the Tigers, it's just keeping pace.
That is the story of this night. Again, it was 71-50 Alvarado a year ago.
And we're going to need a lozenge if we get that game.
Can anybody make a defensive stop tonight? That's going to be one of the big question marks. Connolly's going to carry on first down, twists his way forward for give him 2.
Well, then you get Skylar DeThorne on the outside coming from the linebacker position. Not only does he do it in the air as a receiver, but he also comes back on defense and plays like that, shutting down the run.
2nd and 8. Connolly to the air, swing pass to Rabitsky, and Ryder Rabitsky's got a ton of room. Ryder Rabitsky in a foot race. Nobody in front of him. Can they track him down from behind? No, they cannot. Ryder Rabitsky to the house.
All the way to the house for a touchdown for the Tigers.
Mr. Rabitsky, we were not familiar with your game, but we are now. Talk about, I never had that kind of speed from the linebacker position.
Buddy, are you kidding me?
This kid is flying. Whoa.
Ryder Rabitsky. That is not tight end speed, ladies and gentlemen.
No, that's different.
John Lasker in the YouTube comments. Defense optional in this game. Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's going to be that kind of night.
15-7. Glen Rose with the lead. Unreal.
Mike, you're going to be tired after this one. Man, talk about fireworks right away. And there's the question. I mean, it came in, we're talking about this linebacker core for the Indians, Jordan Wright, Woolard, and DeThorne. And you get a Ryder Rybicki on the outside, just completely carving these guys up on the hashes. And it was a foot race, and it wasn't even close.
Wow. 76 yards, Judd Connolly to Ryder Rybicki. Third time those two have hooked up this year. 8th touchdown pass of the year for Connolly. They decide to kick the extra point this time, so it is 15-7. Mercy, what a start.
Wow.
We've only seen 4 minutes and 51 seconds of football.
Oh, this is going to be fun, man. This is going to be fun. I'm telling you.
Kick to the near sideline. I think that
Well,
is Glen Rose saying, we're just going to kick the ball out of bounds all night long.
That's the willingness to not play with fire. This
Smart call, Cliff Watkins.
Well, then obviously the special teams coach, after the first one, goes directly to a guy that I'm sure you don't want to put the ball in his hands, in DeMarcus Belton. They probably had a little conference on the side and said, look, we just don't want to continue to do that.
Mercy, what a start to this football game. We didn't even have enough time to show you the starters on the Alvarado offense and the Glen Rose defense before this game, during that first drive from Alvarado. So now you see the defense from Glen Rose giving up 33 a game so far this season. Yeah, Chris Scott says in the YouTube comments, commentators are going to be hoarse after this game.
Absolutely.
Swing pass, Belton, nice grab. Another stiff arm to get to the sideline. Another stiff arm to stay in bounds and pick up the first down.
That is the most frustrating thing as a defender. When you feel like you have a guy bottled up, as you see Jenkins deliver this pass out to him in the flat, here you have 1, 2 defenders, 3 defenders, 4, 5, and he isn't on the ground.
He'll get the handoff again. Gets out of the tackle somehow.
Are you kidding me?
And out the back door. What a run this is. From DeMarcus Belton up the sideline. Finally hog-tied inside the 10. How did he get away from Gavin Castillo?
Mike, look, okay, so we've called a lot of football games together, but something special is happening right now with this guy, number 5. And I've seen a couple of downs with him in, and he's almost impossible to get on the ground.
Yeah. How does this dude not have more in the way of recruiting at the Division I level?
Yeah, you're missing it.
Casey Walraven said one of the things that he's been told is that it's just a loaded running back class here in the class of 2025, and that's fine. And obviously the transfer portal factors into things as well. He'll exchange here with Skylar DeThorne. DeThorne now in the backfield, and he'll get the carry. Skylar DeThorne straight forward. He's already got 1 touchdown. Give him 2. Alvarado answers right back. This time it took him 1 minute 9 seconds, and they're in the end zone.
Unbelievable. You come right back to the thorn, and it gets to the point where it is truly an embarrassment of riches when you talk about the different guys that you could go to get into the end zone. And the thorn allows for DeMarcus Belton to do the heavy lifting, and he just finishes it off.
Isaiah Sanchez punches through the extra point. We have seen 29 points of offense in half a quarter.
Wow.
15-14, Glen Rose with the lead. Mid-first quarter on Friday Night Football. It's a matchup of elite volleyball powers as defending state champ and national champ Byron Nelson visits 11th-ranked South Lake Carroll. Watch live for free Tuesday at 5:30 on WFAA+. We are currently on pace for 232 points of offense tonight. 29 in half a quarter. Multiply it by 8.
Yikes.
232 points.
Yikes. Yikes. I mean, like, one of the things that I've really clear, what is really clear right now is DeMarcus Belton is undeniable. This young man, when you ask the question, to the coach, and Coach Walraven says, you know, this is a big-time running back class. I'm like, okay, well, let's get a look at this kid. It ain't that many running backs in the world that for you to overlook this kid. No. Someone's making a mistake.
Yeah.
If this kid is allowed to get out of the state of Texas, somebody's going to get fired. This is must-see TV, and I don't care what level of football you play at. You can see it right away. It is instant it factor for Belton.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will co-sign every word of that.
Man, that is absolutely remarkable.
Alvarado kicked it off out of bounds as well, so they'll bring it out to the 30.
What's the over-under on a punter? Does anybody have a punter?
No need.
Wow.
Judd Connolly and Oliver Estrada for Glen Rose and Alvarado, respectively, are the punters. We'll see if we see either of them punt the football tonight. First down carry here for Ty Sullivan goes for just a couple of yards. Glen Rose, the 9-time defending district champions. They haven't lost a district game since Cliff Watkins took over the program in 2016. They are routinely one of the best 4A Division II programs in the state. Connolly with a nice move on the option fake. Close to first down yardage. Yes, he will move the chains.
And you can tell that this Indians defense, they're trying to pay a ton of attention to Tyson Sullivan, and with good reason, with the kind of season that he's having. But, man, do not forget about Judd Connolly, because that sophomore is showing you time and time again that he has some wheels.
Timeout called by Alvarado, their first of the half. And Casey Walraven is hot with his team in that huddle right now. Frustrated with something that they aren't doing right, I imagine, on that option play.
Yeah, there's probably just, look, guys, on offense, we're firing on all cylinders, but defensively, we're leaving gaping holes and allowing these guys to pick up first downs. And so, as a defense, they just got to hone in. Like I talked about these linebacking core, they have some stud linebackers that right now need to show up to the party.
This feels like a game where all night, though, the pressure is going to be on this Glen Rose offensive unit, because it does not look like Alvarado is going to be stopped. So can you, as he bounces off the tackler, look at Ty Sullivan go? Ty Sullivan says, yeah, I'm ready to match whatever the Alvarado offense can do. Hitting the hole and bounces right off it.
Well, he's just running through arm tackles right now, and that's what the Indians are doing. They're just not wrapping up and getting guys to the ground. And when you have a running back like Ty Sullivan that's going to keep his legs churning and running through traffic, it makes it look so easy.
1st and 10 at the 36. Caden Mars, the motion man. Connolly off play action to the air again. Chase from behind and taken down. The sack for DJ Clampett.
Yeah, Clampett says, I'm here to ruin the party. And that's exactly what 8 does. He beats number 58, Zarek Bell. I believe that's what Coach Walraven was fussing at his team about, just basically saying, guys, we got to get a stop at some point.
And credit to Ryan Hill in the YouTube comments before that play said, by the way, don't sleep on number 8 for Alvarado. And sure enough, he gets the sack. Nice defensive play on the far sideline by Jordan Wright, reading the screen and tackling Tyson Sullivan as he caught that football.
Did you see the athleticism right here from number 0? First of all, he reads it perfectly, but also staying in position and making a great tackle.
Chris Scott in the YouTube comments says it's the Cowboys defense in action tonight.
Come on, Chris. Come on, Chris.
3rd and 19 for Judd Connolly. They'll have to go to the air here. Steps up in the pocket, slings it over the middle. It's intercepted. Picked off on the far sideline by Skylar DeThorne. 2 touchdowns already. Now he's got a pick.
All that defense needed was a chewing, and they got it from Coach Walraven, and DeThorne undercuts the pass on the outside to Ryder Ribisky. He knows where Judd Connolly is trying to go. When it's crunch time, you want to get the ball into 5's hands, but what he does is he just pretty much throws that ball into traffic.
And the first defensive stop of the day goes to Alvarado, courtesy of Skylar DeThorne. They'll take over at their own 33. Handoff Belton. Shrugs off another man, but this time the cavalry there to take him down, and it's just a gain of 2.
He is human, and that's the way that you got to handle him as a defense. It is all 11 hats to number 5. Don't let it be a one-man job to get this guy on the ground.
A gain of 2, 2nd and 8. Jenkins stepping up in the pocket, fires deep over the middle, on target. Hammered as he caught the football was Kenneth Lomack, a first down in Glen Rose territory.
Great job by number 17, Lomack, on an in-cutting route. Better job by Cameron Jenkins getting that ball out with defenders barreling down on him.
1st and 10 at the 44. Pitch out to Belton. Trying to get the corner. There is a flag down at the feet of an Alvarado offensive lineman. It is a hold against Alvarado. Again, Aaron Kentner, our referee tonight. Leader of our 7-man Tasso crew. About 500 of you that are with us right now on the WFA YouTube channel. Please click the like button, click the share button. Send this feed out to your friends in the Alvarado and Glen Rose communities. Let them know they can tune in tonight and see some points, because clearly we're going to have a whole bunch of them. Up the middle, the handoff goes to Ty Thomas for a few more.
And you can
see this 2nd down and very long, though.
You can see this Tigers defense. They've made some adjustments as well. The guys are definitely closing in, and they are not arm tackling at all. They are talking with their helmet and shoulder pads. And that's the only way you got to play this squad, and especially number 5. You cannot arm tackle that kid.
He's on the sideline right now as Jenkins goes to the air again. Deep ball right on the money, in stride to Kenneth Lomack. 51 yards on a touchdown pass. Alvarado with the lead for the first time today.
And from my perspective, Mike, this just looks like routes on air for Cameron Jenkins. I mean, really not much resistance on the outside from the cornerbacks, and you've got to at least get a hand on a guy and not allow him to get a free release like that. Great job by Lomack tracking that one and just walking to the end zone.
Extra point up and through. Caden Mars nearly blocked that PAT, but to no avail. 21-15, Cameron Jenkins with his 2nd touchdown toss of the night. Kenneth Lomack for 51. And Alvarado's got the lead for the first time tonight.
It's a matchup of elite volleyball powers as defending state champ and national champ Byron Nelson visits 11th ranked South Lake Carroll. Watch live for free Tuesday at 5:30 on WFAA+.
Friday Night Football is sponsored by Texas Dave Brazil. Brazilian flavors, Texas spirit. Enjoy the best of both worlds, where Brazilian culinary traditions meet the bold flavors of Texas. Come for the food, stay for the adventure. 21-15 the tally. Late first quarter. Yes, first quarter here on Friday Night Football. Two teams that combined for 121 points a year ago. Off to a similar start tonight.
Unless that guy is buzzing out, Coach, but they're walked up on the edge.
You can hear the conversation between a couple of assistant coaches down on the sideline right near our camera as Luke Males catches this one at his own 2-yard line. Coming to the near side and hammered right at the 20.
Goodness gracious. He ran into Big Jordan Wright, the senior. He's bringing a lot of weight behind that hit. So let's see now if the Tigers can respond.
Yeah.
Obviously, with the interception by Judd Connolly, he knows that in a game like this, you're going to have to keep chunking it. You make a mistake, Don't worry about it. Water off a duck's back, essentially. You got to keep firing.
We have already seen Alvarado pay off the Skylar DeThorne interception with 7 points and their first lead of the football game. Can Glen Rose find an answer? Motion man is Males. Handoff up the middle for Sullivan. Sullivan dragging tacklers. A pickup of 9 on the first play of the possession. Ty Sullivan has come to play tonight.
Yes, he has. And Mike, to me, I think you're going to be in a shootout regardless, but the smart thing would be here, it's just if you're Coach Watkins, you're like, look, I got to keep running the ball. Give my defense a break. A lot of these guys go both ways, but still, I got to give my defenders a break.
Connolly, a late pitch to Sullivan up that right sideline, and he's got enough for the first down and then some, out to the 40-yard line. That's a gutty play from Judd Connolly.
I am not a fan of late pitches. A lot of times, especially when you're under duress, as Judd Connolly was, that always ends up going behind the running back and ends up being disaster. In this case, disaster averted as Tyson Sullivan was able to get it and pick up positive yards for the first down.
1st and 10 right at the 40-yard stripe. Connolly, play action, steps up, tipped, and nearly intercepted. Jordan Wright almost made a superhero play.
I'm telling you, the last time he made a tackle on the outside, he read it perfectly. He just, he made the tackle, but this is a situation where that one hits him right in the hands. And Jordan Wright should be celebrating in the end zone right now.
Jalen Brown, number 7, was in the foreground of that replay, jumping up and down because he thought that was about to be a pick 6 for Jordan Wright. Instead, 2nd down and 10. Rabitsky, the motion man. Connolly will fire his way right on target. Judd Connolly throws a pretty ball. Another first down. Into Alvarado territory goes Glen Rose again.
And it's no denying it. If you're an Indian defender, you've got to locate where number 5 is and make sure that you get somebody in his chest, because they know he is the playmaker for them in the passing game.
The rumors of Glen Rose's demise were premature.
Yeah.
They've got some dudes. They needed to figure some things out with how many injuries they had early on in the season. But this young quarterback, Judd Connolly, is playing some ball here in the early going. Picks up 4 or 5 on the play, and there will be a flag at the tail end.
Well, they're going to get DeThorne. It looks like Connolly was trying to get to the out to the boundary, but he just had a little help. Wonder if they pick this one up, or nope, this is a personal foul.
It is indeed. And it's going to walk the ball all the way to the 26-yard line in Alvarado territory, and a fresh first down for the Glen Rose offense. Cliff Watkins, the head coach, calls the plays. They've averaged 22 points per game early on this season. A lot of that is hamstrung by their early season struggles. They scored 40 a week ago against Robinson, and already 15 tonight here in the first quarter. Connolly's going to go end zone. One-on-one. Knocked away. Nearly caught by Caden Mars in a hand fight with Devin Johnson.
Yeah, and I like the fact that they did not throw a flag on that play, because these two guys are fighting all the way down the field, but that's a ball that was put on number 6, Caden Mars, and boy, he probably wants that one back.
Cliff Watkins said to us earlier this week on the phone that Judd Connolly has found his confidence. He looks like it here in the early going. The pitch near side for Sullivan. Sullivan to the 20. It'll be 3rd down and short. And that will be the final play of the first quarter. A very entertaining first period of play tonight here in Alvarado. 21-15, the home team with the lead after 1 on Friday Night Football.
It's a matchup of elite volleyball powers as defending state champ and national champ Byron Nelson visits 11th ranked South Lake Carroll. Watch live for free Tuesday at 5:30 on WFAA+.
Right now in Terrell and in Dallas, your heat index is 107. Everyone in McKinney is dead.
It's hot in McKinney. We'll fix that probably.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delcas.
Friday Night Football is sponsored by Texas de Brazil, an experience for all senses, from the sizzle of skewers on the grill to the vibrant colors of our fresh offerings. Texas de Brazil is a feast for your eyes, ears, and taste buds. Start of period number 2, the student section here in Alvarado. Fired up to see their team with a 6-point lead, but their defense is going to have to make a play here, Heckma, on 3rd down and 3.
Yeah, this is a big 3rd down, and I put this on the arm of Judge Connolly.
They'll put it in the hands of Sullivan right up the middle, and he's got the 1st down.
Hey, so much for that. If you have a Tyson Sullivan and you have a Chase Alexander and a Clark Anderson up front, you just pound them.
Clark Anderson, 6'5", 320. Flags here at the snap. It's going to be a false start on Glen Rose.
Yeah, that's Clark Anderson going a little fast there. Hard to hide. 6'5", 320 pounds.
So call it 1st and 15 now.
Penalty ball spotted back at the 17-yard line. 1st down and 15 for the Tigers.
They can get another 1st down without scoring. They would have to get inside the 3-yard line. Connolly to keep it himself. Running the ladder. Another late pitch to Sullivan. And Sullivan's to the pylon. Yes, he's in. Heckma Harrison, I got your late pitch right here.
What?
Touchdown, Glen Rose. Unbelievable.
So much for the conventional wisdoms of football. Judge Connolly is just like, look, we're going to pull out all the stops, and I don't care if I have to pitch this thing 5 yards down the field. Tyson Sullivan, just stay behind me, is always being an outlet. Way to ball. This sophomore quarterback is out here putting on a show.
Yes, he is, and it is 21-all. The extra point from Glen Rose is up and through, and the Tigers have taken the lead back. An 0-4 football team. I'll tell you what, Casey Walraven said something to us this week that I thought was very on target. And that was, he said, I feel like Glen Rose is the best 0-4 team in the state. And I went digging on this. Dave Campbell's Texas Football has computer rankings for the entire state, no matter what your record is, top to bottom, every classification. And yes, Glen Rose, of all the 4A Division II teams in the state that do not yet have a victory this season, they are the top team of all of them. Even despite their 0-4 start, still in the top 45, or I think they were 41 if memory serves, in those computer rankings in 4A Division II. Yes, a very, very talented 0-4 football team that has clearly figured out, Heckma, how to get over their early injury concerns that happened early on this season, and even some of them before the season began. It's a really good sign for Cliff Watkins' team, what they have done so far tonight. From his own 15-yard line on the near side, Paul Rios with a head of steam, looking to get the corner. Rios across the 35 and banged out of bounds at the 38.
Yeah, in our conversation with Coach Cliff Watkins, he didn't sound like a woe-is-me coach. He really was of the mind that his guys were just in situations where that youth and inexperience was catching up with him. And one of the interesting things that he pointed out was, we're just waiting on someone else to make a play. Our guys have got to collectively make plays.
Yeah.
And that's the problem with having a young squad that's not used to the lights of Friday night. Look, guys, it's going to take all of us. And what I'm seeing tonight from them is they're just not yielding to the other squad that's in front of them.
Chris Scott in the YouTube comments, Madden easy mode football so far tonight.
Right.
It's been unbelievable. Little pop pass here for Belton. They string him out well, and they take him down for a loss. Okay, no gain. They haven't quite gotten to TFL on DeMarcus Belton yet. He falls forward back to the line of scrimmage.
Hey, I put that on Gage Diaz because Gage Diaz, number 7, he's trailing on this play, and he's just like, look, I'm just going to take his legs out. This kid can't go anywhere without those.
Comment in the YouTube feed from Shea Preston. Yes, the halftime bands will be shown. The Friday Night Football halftime show, sponsored by the Children's Health Andrews Institute, coming your way in 10 minutes and 40 seconds worth of game time. DJ Clampett again with the carry, and yet another Alvarado first down close to midfield.
I really do.
Beg your pardon, it's 3rd and 1. They marked him just shy. 3rd and 1, another pop pass to Belton. They string him out again and take him down, yes, for a loss this time. Ryder Rabitsky with the tackle, 5-on-5 crime, and it's 4th down.
Hello, earhole. Ryder Rabitsky said, I am tired of it.
Wow.
Let me show you how to shut this down. God almighty.
4th down and 2, they're gonna go for it. Cameron Jenkins stays on the football field. They have to get to the 48 to move the chains. Daniel Spencer, the offensive coordinator. Casey Walraven, the head coach, barking out signals. Handoff, Clampett. First down and then some. Runs the ladder to the outside. Clampett inside the 40. Makes a man miss inside the 20. DJ Clampett with a 54-yard house call on 4th and 2.
This game is going to be unbelievable. By the time we get to the 4th quarter, I don't know. I'm going to run out of calls, cliches, metaphors, all of that is going to be out of the window. I'm going to use everything I got because DJ Clampett has a change of pace to DeMarcus Belton. I think, man, you got to ask the Tigers, are they used to it?
That's blocked, and that can be returned for 2 points. This is a live football. Running it back is Caden Shannon. In a foot race with him is E.J. Walton, and he takes him down to keep it 27-22. If Shannon had gotten to the end zone, it would have been 2 points for Glen Rose. The Tigers had been close to blocking some PATs earlier, Heckma, and they finally get to one there.
Well, that's crucial, and that's one we may want to stick a pin in if they can continue to score at this clip. But my goodness, that was a 4th and 2 that DJ Clampett takes to the house on a just simple zone run to the outside. And he breaks one tackle, and he basically hits his head on the goalpost after that.
Unreal, this start to this football game. 27-22 the tally because of the blocked PAT. DJ Clampett with a 54-yard touchdown run on 4th and 2. Ryan Hill again in the YouTube comments, I told you, don't sleep on number 8.
No,
he was right.
No, there's no sleeping on that kid.
I'll tell you what, we had been told by Coach Walraven told us all about DJ Clampett this week. But yeah, stepping up big time. What a wild football game this has been.
Yeah, this is 4th and 2. I had my questions. I know there hadn't been much defense being played, but again, Coach Walraven, he's absolutely noticing something on the outside edges on this Tigers defense, and he exposed it right there on that run.
So Alvarado to kick it away yet again. That one again will go out of bounds. So again, good field position for Glen Rose as they try to answer yet again. 9:31 in the second quarter. Feels awfully early to mention the fact that Alvarado will have the football to start the second half. We've got like 4 possessions between now and then, right?
That's not premature at all, Mike. You better get it in now. You never know when you get another opportunity to speak in this game.
The only defensive stop we have seen so far in this football game was Skylar DeThorne's interception with 3:42 in the first quarter. Other than that, touchdowns up and down the field, back and forth all night. Connolly to keep it himself, trying to make a man miss and follow a blocker. able to work his way to the 35. He fought hard for those 5 yards.
Yes, he did, and that's a great job on the outside by Jordan Wright. He's playing peekaboo on the outside, but he recognizes he has responsibility for containment and does not allow Judd Connolly to get around the edge. If he does that, he picks up more than just 5.
Give him 6 in actuality. 2nd down and 4. Right up the middle, Sullivan, and a first down.
And I love this Tyson Sullivan kid. He hits the line of scrimmage, and he is full bore downhill on these guys. That's a great job by your running back. You got to continue to use him as well. He and Judd Connolly are working well together on those late pitches, but the runs up the A-gap, man, I think are working for him as well as they pick up a first down.
Let us know in the YouTube comments where you're watching from tonight. If you got a favorite player on either of these two teams, flag at the snap. I think they're going to catch Ryder Rubitsky in motion there and not resetting. And they're going to call illegal formation, or an illegal shift, rather.
The kind of shape that Ryder Rubitsky has to be in.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not playing tight end. This kid is a full-on receiver. He's going in motion. He's running routes down the field.
Oh, that was not a flag on Glen Rose. That was a sideline warning against Alvarado. It was the first, so it is just a warning that will be flagged and actually penalized going forward now if they are called for it again. So the penalty unrelated to the play itself, a sideline warning on Alvarado. The 6-yard carry will stand. Connolly to the air, flips it to the far side. Caden Mars with running room in front of him and hammered at the 38-yard line. He stopped on a dime when he met Jalen Brown.
Yeah, it's called, I'm going to stop you right where you are. Let's just forget about going any further than that, young man.
Goodness.
He ran into an immovable object.
Jalen Brown ended him at the 37-yard line.
That was it.
That was wild. 1st and 10 at the 37. Connolly, QB draw. Stutter steps and steps out of bounds with 5 more.
And I'm telling you, I was talking about what's happening on the outside. Jordan Wright, number 0. Watch him on the outside, man. His responsibility is to keep contained. But again, Judd Connolly has been so good with those late pitches that he's just trying to keep his eyes open and not allow for the sophomore quarterback to fool him again. But in the meantime, what he does is he just goes and picks up, 4 more yards.
2nd down and 5. Chris Scott says he's watching from Allen, Texas. Ryan Hill in Alvarado tonight. Big Bird watching from Glen Rose tonight. Handoff up the middle for Sullivan. He's got another first down. Falls forward at the 27-yard line and moves the chains again. Greg Walker watching from Lorena. PNW watching from Bend, Oregon. Never heard of either school. Always a great game on WFAA, though. Thanks so much for tuning in. We love that more than you know.
Love that.
I love this one, too. Little Stmutz in the YouTube comment says, watching from here in the stadium. Love that, too. That's awesome. 1st and 10 at the 27. Motion man is Mars. Sullivan falls forward for a yard. John Lasker says, 1st to 70 points tonight wins.
There you go. I'm with you on that. Tell you what, I feel bad for the chain gang out here.
They're getting a workout as much as anybody.
Hey, you look at these guys on the chain gang. They volunteered for this. They didn't anticipate getting that much work tonight.
If they paid attention to last year's game, they should have.
They didn't. When they asked for volunteers, they should have rethought that.
Connolly on the pitch to Sullivan. Sullivan turns the corner and turns on the Jets. Ty Sullivan inside the 5. 1st and goal, Glen Rose.
Unbelievable. And again, here it is, the pitch from Connolly and Tyson Sullivan just showing that great vision and awareness on the outside, man.
Connolly up the middle to the end zone. Touchdown, Glen Rose. Tiger seesaw back in front.
Mike, you got any eligibility left? Because I think if you go out here and play quarterback, you're gonna get some yards.
Whoo, boy.
What a game this is in both of these quarterbacks, willing and dealing with the weapons that they have. But right now, Judd Connolly, he's going to sleep well tonight if he keeps this up.
The touchdown run makes it 28-27. The PAT tacks on one more, and it's a 2-point advantage for the Glen Rose Tigers. Right down the field they go. 6:25 to play in the first half. Connolly in the end zone. His second score of the night. He's got one through the air. He's got one now on the ground. And Glen Rose leads again in a wild one on Friday Night Football.
It's a matchup of elite volleyball powers as defending state champ and national champ Byron Nelson visits 11th ranked South Lake Carroll. Watch live for free Tuesday at 5:30 on WFAA+.
An absolutely insane football game tonight here in Alvarado. The 3-yard touchdown run from Judd Connolly, adding to Glen Rose's tally. 29-27, 56 points of offense. We're not even a quarter and a half in.
Wow.
Short kickoff, fielded by Rios.
Oof.
Straight forward to the 38.
Well, I'll tell you who they're not going to kick it to. Rios is going to get a ton of kicks his way. He better get used to it, or they just put DeMarcus Belton back there by himself. They're not going to kick it to 5.
First and 10 at the 38. Alvarado's offense back on the football field. Handoff, Belton. Waits for a blocker and gets to the outside. DeMarcus Belton up the sideline and run out of bounds at the 40. There is a flag down back at the 43 in Alvarado territory.
I think they're going to get a hold on the outside, Mike. Didn't see who it was, but there was a receiver on the outside, and that is the reason why Belton was able to escape. No, let's not. Let me take that back. He was going to escape anyway. Okay, let me just correct that. All right.
There's an element of fairness to that for sure.
Come on now. Sometimes you got to catch yourself. Like, this is unbelievable. One of those players that if you miss, he makes you pay.
Sets up first down and 14 as a result. Apologies, our down and distance data is not cooperating tonight, so we have turned that piece of the scoreboard off, but we'll try and give it to you each play as we roll along this evening. Good defense here, coming right up the middle for the stop is Cash Heinrich.
Boy, that is a big play by Cash. And you see him getting it. He got the people's stiff arm, and he ran right through it. He's like, look, you are not going to mush me into the ground, sir.
Second down and 15 as a result. A loss on the play for Belton. And now a timeout called by Casey Walraven. Glen Rose, the home of Detroit Lions head coach Dan Campbell. There's Campbell on your screen right there. One of the most entertaining coaches in all of the NFL, and obviously has had a tremendous amount of success with the Lions. Terrific start to this year, except for week 1. Once they got over their hiccups of week 1, they have had a very good start to the year. But we want to bring you back in time to Dan Campbell when he was at Glen Rose. Let's show you this video, because this is some old school Dan Campbell when he was at Glen Rose. Look at the big tight end rumbling He was a big body to try and cover. There you see him as a young man with his family. Big number 88 in white and red. Give him the football and let him rumble.
Christ, look at those shoulder pads, though.
Big man. All day for Cameron Jenkins, and he has to fire it out of bounds. It will be 3rd down and 15.
And Campbell, he talks so fondly of his experience at Glen Rose and Texas high school football. Man, just one hell of a coach for the Detroit Lions. And I tell you what, man, his mentality, his coach, his team plays like they're playing for their head coach that was a blocking tight end.
Yep.
They are tough, gritty, hard-nosed, and they just demolish you in the trenches.
They do get Jenkins for intentional grounding there, so it is now going to be 3rd down and call it 18. They have to get to the 47 to move the chains. 3rd and 19. Jenkins at a shotgun. Pump fakes. Now he's going to try and take off and run for it. And he'll go down at the 39-yard line, nowhere close to 1st down territory. And Heckma Harrison, we are actually going to see a punt tonight.
No way, Mike.
I can't believe it.
Say it ain't so, Mike. You got to be joking, Mike. No way Oliver Estrada has made his way onto the field.
He has indeed.
He should get a standing ovation.
This is only the 2nd defensive stop of the night. The Skylar DeThorne interception.
Wow.
And now Glen Rose forces a punt here on 4th down and 9. Estrada indeed does kick it into the Johnson County night. And it bounces out of bounds at the 30. So we have seen 2 defensive stops so far this evening. We have seen 8 combined touchdowns this evening.
Hey, defense is real, all right? Okay, you just better be gentle with how you talk about these defenses, man. I haven't had much of it to talk about. I'm just trying to find any good thing that I can hang my hat on out here. I'm talking about Jordan Wright over and over again because he seems to be the guy responsible for containment on the outside. Outside of that, man, we ain't getting much defense.
An insane football game tonight. This is kind of my ideal football game as a former quarterback. For Heckma Harrison, the former linebacker, this is hard for him to watch. Up the middle again goes Sullivan. Ty Sullivan with a head of steam inside the 40. Makes a man miss at the 30. Sullivan finally taken down inside the 15.
Look, okay, so here's the deal. Let me just say this, all right? So not only is Ty Sullivan showing you how fancy feet, but he splits defenders.
Here goes Connolly. Connolly to the corner. Walks in for the touchdown. Glen Rose with an 8-point lead on the road. They turn the defensive stop into points in a blink.
And the Indians are just trying to figure out who they need to target and identify in that backfield. They're keeping their eyes on Tyson Sullivan, but you gotta also account for the quarterback, Judd Connolly, on those zone runs, man. Great job by the quarterback, reading that one perfectly. Indians on defense, man, they are reeling. They've got to find a way to get some stops. Not only is it Ribisky, but also Judd Connolly with his legs.
Alexis Murrow tacks on the PAT, and it is 36-27, and that PAT, Heckma, is important because it is now a 2-score advantage for Glen Rose with a 9-point lead.
Yeah, and so if I was just a fly on the wall in this on the Indians locker room at halftime, I'm telling you, Coach Walraven is going to be animated because his defense, I mean, offense is there. They're making some plays, obviously, other than that stop. You got to be asking yourself, guys, maybe you weren't anticipating a Glen Rose team that was going to come in here and punch you in the mouth, but here we are. You've got to find a way to respond.
36-27, Glen Rose with the lead. 0-4, Glen Rose on the road against the number 8 team in the state in 4A Division I, Alvarado. Rios from inside his own 20. Run out of bounds on the near sideline by Oliver Elliott. And back to work goes the Indians offense. Now this is an opportunity, Heckma, for Alvarado. 4:03 on the clock in the second quarter. One could make the argument there's still time for 3 possessions left in this first half.
Yeah, make the case for that, because 4 minutes is nothing.
It's nothing in this football game. However, now it becomes a little bit more salient that Alvarado has the football to start the third quarter.
Yes,
could they double up around halftime and gobble up that 2-possession lead Glen Rose has? Boom, boom. 1st and 10 at the 32. Handoff up the middle for Belton. It looked like for a while that DeThorne had that football. Some sleight of hand from Cameron Jenkins, and Belton close to midfield with another first down.
No, that's a direct snap to Belton in the Wildcat position. And if I'm a Tigers defender, I'm looking only at number 5. It's not going to pass it for sure.
1st and 10 at the 49. Now Jenkins back in there at quarterback. Pump fakes the swing pass and now just has to throw it out of bounds because it was well defended by Glen Rose. I loved the note from Casey Walraven this week when he sent us his 2-deep chart. And he listed DeMarcus Belton at running back, but there was a big old star next to his name and a side note to the left side that read, DeMarcus Belton will line up at any and all skill positions because that is how they utilize number 5. They get him the ball however they possibly can. This time the handoff goes to DeThorne. He followed Belton into the hole, picks up 4 on the play. It'll be 3rd down and a long 6.
A big defensive stand would be needed here, from the Tigers. They can get off the field. Big 3rd down coming up right here.
Third and 7. They've got to get to the 41 to move the chains. Jenkins, play action, pressure on him. They read the screen well and they make the play. DeThorne taken down for a loss. Caden Mars with the tackle. And the Glen Rose sideline is coming out of their skin.
An absolutely excellent read by Caden Mars, recognizing that Cameron Jenkins, with all of that misdirection, is coming back over to the opposite side.
They're going to go for it on 4th and 10. They will punt the ball sometimes. Oh, beg your pardon. I'm thinking of Glen Rose that'll punt with Connolly. Jenkins is not known to quick kick it, but they could go with that here and set him back further. Nope, they're going for it. 4th and 10. Jenkins, deep ball, looking for Belton, and he overshot him. A 4th down stop for Glen Rose. Cliff Watkins' sideline, Heckma, is going nuts.
That was a huge stance for the Tigers. They needed to get the stop on 3rd down, but I absolutely did not think that the Indians were going to go for it on 4th and long like that. They load up just a go ball on the outside for DeMarcus Belton, and just Cameron Jenkins didn't give him enough of an opportunity to make a play on that ball.
Upset alert in Alvarado. 0-4 Glen Rose. Admittedly, a Glen Rose team that was not expected to be 0-4, but still the facts are 0-4 Glen Rose with a 9-point lead and the football on the road against the number 8 team in the state in 4A D1. Sullivan bottled up. Maybe a gain of 2 on the play.
And their willingness to continue to grind it out on the ground between Judd Connolly.
We have reached the 2-minute timeout here in Alvarado. 36-27, Glen Rose with the lead on Friday Night Football. end zone shot. What a catch! Catch a live broadcast of every play of the biggest high school football games. Next week, Alito at Denton Ryan. Stream the broadcast free next Friday night at 7 on WFAA+.
It's a matchup of elite volleyball powers as defending state champ and national champ Byron Nelson visits 11th ranked South Lake Carroll. Watch live for free Tuesday at 5:30 on WFAA+.
Right now in Terrell and in Dallas, your heat index is 107. Everyone in McKinney is dead. It's hot in McKinney. We'll fix that probably.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delcas.
Back in Alvarado, 2nd down and 8. Connolly faking it and keeping it himself. Dances his way up the middle to the 41, and it will be 3rd down and 2.
I think the whole purpose of this drive right now by the Tigers is to continue to stay on the field and not allow this Indians offense to get back on the field.
Connolly keeping it himself. He's got the corner, and he's got another 1st down. $1:36 to play here in this first half, and yes, they have no intentions on giving the football back to that ever dangerous Alvarado offense. Certainly not before they find points themselves, but they'd love to find points with like 0-0-0 on the clock.
And how huge would that be if you get a score going in here at halftime? You talked about that split that the Indians could take advantage of. Right now, the Tigers could take advantage as well by scoring here right before half.
Cross Littlejohn, the backup running back, up the middle. A 9-yard carry on 1st and 10.
They got a Littlejohn on their team. I like it.
Connolly himself. He'll have enough to move the change just into the red zone at the 19. Big Bird in the YouTube comment says, small but mighty, Caden Mars is a straight dog. He made that big play on 3rd down when he read the screen.
Yeah, that was read perfectly, man, on that stop, and just didn't allow the ball carrier to get any further.
Little pop pass here over the middle. They try and set up the tunnel screen again that worked for a touchdown to Rubitsky in the first quarter on their 2nd drive. This time, Alvarado up to the task.
No, I think they were anticipating, they were ready for that one.
2nd down and 7. Option play. Connolly did a nice job to keep that one. Spins his way forward to the 12. He read that really well, Hackman, because if he had tried to pitch it, the pitch may have been intercepted.
But you see the adjustment that the defense has made. Connolly recognizes right there, and instead of pitching, he takes it himself, because if he had, that would have been a tackle for a loss.
Timeout taken by Glen Rose. That's their first timeout taken here.
Big 3rd down here for the Indians.
A shocking score to update fans on. Byron Nelson leads Euless Trinity at halftime, Heckma Harrison, 31-0.
What?
We saw Euless Trinity a week ago, and admittedly South Lake Carroll handed it to them. But I think you and I both would have walked out of there thinking that Trinity was going to win this week. Certainly didn't see 31-0 Byron Nelson coming. May have been a good football. You could have sold me on, hey, it'll be a close game. That's a shocking score.
No, I drove away from that stadium saying, who's going to beat South Lake?
That's exactly right. 3rd down and 3 out of the timeout. Connolly keeping it himself. Twisting. He will have the 1st down. 22 seconds. Clock will stop as they set the chains. Glen Rose hustling back to the line of scrimmage. They have 2 timeouts to work with. They won't use one now. 19 seconds as they snap it. Hand off to Sullivan. Dropped at the 7-yard line, and now they will use a timeout. 12 seconds on the clock.
You got to use these right here. I thought they were going to stop the clock before this play with 22 seconds left. Burning the little clock, and definitely what they don't want to do is allow this Indian squad to have another offensive possession. It was played to the tee here by Cliff Watkins. Great job by his offense.
So out of this timeout, it will be 2nd down and goal. The ball sits at the 7-yard line. We have seen Alexis Murrow has a strong leg, certainly well within his range here. It would be about a 25-yarder from here, only a little longer than a PAT, so that's an option here for Cliff Watkins' team if they so choose, but at least 2 plays to make something happen.
You only got 1 timeout left, so you got to be smart about it with only 12 seconds left.
4 wide receivers in the set. It's Rubitsky that is the motion man. Connolly stepping up in the pocket, fires over the middle, nearly intercepted. In and out of the hands of Lane Woolard.
Woo! That was dangerous by Judd Connolly on that one.
That should have been picked.
Yeah.
That absolutely should have been intercepted.
Yeah, Lane Woolard, he's going to see that one in his sleep, man. That is a bad drop, and your defense needed that one desperately.
7 seconds, 3rd down and goal. There is enough time for them to run 2 plays here, but they have to be quick. Casey Walraven's going to call timeout here and talk over this 3rd down.
Yeah, make sure you get it right. You knew that that was going to be a pass. Let's see if Glen Rose attempts to put this ball on the ground versus putting it in the air.
This is a spot also with a sophomore starting quarterback only making his 5th start in Judd Connolly, where I have to imagine Cliff Watkins, the head coach, also the play caller for the Tigers, is reminding him in this huddle how smart you have to be with the football. You do have the timeout, but still a sack hurts you because that would make a field goal significantly more difficult. And whatever you do, it can't take any more than 6 seconds.
Yeah, that's all you're talking about. Coach Watkins is talking about decisions with the ball and what you can't allow. And you can't get sacked. That's number 1.
3rd and goal from the 7. Handoff Sullivan. He's going to throw it to the quarterback, and they read it. It's incomplete. 2 seconds on the clock, and it's 4th down.
but a great play design.
That was a creative play design at minimum.
But it was read. Not enough on that one. Maybe if he throws it put any more air underneath that, that's picked off and going the other way.
So they will settle for the field goal attempt from Alexis Murrow. 1 second on the clock in this 2nd quarter. The ball will be spotted at the 14. It is a 24-yard field goal attempt from right in the middle of the football field. Snap is good. Hold from Connolly is down and good, but it's no good wide to the left.
Oh, my.
No good. Murrow pulled it just a little bit, and it will stay 36-27 at halftime.
Boy, dodged a bullet on that last possession. A lot of near misses there. We talk about disaster being averted on that last trick play. But, man, missing that field goal probably, that's one of those ones that if you're Coach Watkins, you're going to tell your squad, man, we do all that heavy lifting. We got to finish it with some points.
A great drive from Glen Rose to finish the half. Ended it with 0 seconds on the clock, just like they wanted to. The only thing, they couldn't come up with points. 36-27, the halftime tally here in Johnson County. After the break, the Friday Night Football halftime show, sponsored by the Children's Health Andrews Institute. After this. End zone shot. What a catch! Catch a live broadcast of every play of the biggest high school football games. Next week, Alito at Denton Ryan. Stream the broadcast free next Friday night at 7 on WFAA+.
Thanks, Delkus.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delkus.
WFAA has a legacy of changing the system.
Most recently, we did a story on ankle monitors and how they don't work and how criminals are committing crimes with ankle monitors. And yeah, there's legislative change coming.
Our 2-year investigation caught the attention of state representatives. Now, it's a crime to cut off ankle monitors.
I want people to see things that we need to hold people accountable for.
Thank you so much for watching the Friday Night Football Halftime Show, sponsored by the Children's Health Andrews Institute. Glen Rose with a 36-27 halftime lead as you see them running out of their tunnel. Let's show you how we got to this point, because this was an insane first half of football. It was 8-7 Glen Rose early when Ryder Rabitsky took off on a 76-yard catch and run.
The beginning of this game and the coin toss being the only normal thing that happened, because after that, Ryder Rabitsky took off down the hash.
There would be an answer from Alvarado. This run from DeMarcus Belton was ridiculous, getting away from Gavin Castillo, and that set up the second touchdown of the day from Alvarado, the run here from DeThorne.
Yeah, DeThorne just finished off what DeMarcus Belton started. And we're just showing you one crazy run from him, man. He's had several in this game.
This was a dot from Cam Jenkins to Kenneth Lomack, and it was 21-15. Alvarado led for the first time tonight.
It was at that point that I thought that the Indians were going to go on a route here, but then there was an answer from the Tigers.
Ty Sullivan, 18 yards with a touchdown run, 22-21. Glen Rose with the lead. Alvarado answers again. This was a 4th and 2, Heckma.
Yeah, 4th and 2 and a gutsy call. I thought we were going to see a punter at this point, but they had other plans, and out goes DJ Clampett with the house call.
Back comes Glen Rose, though. Connolly with a couple of touchdown runs late to make it 29-27, and then to make it 36-27 in the closing seconds of the first half. And that was the score at the break. They would miss a field goal right before the gun that would have extended their lead even further. But Connolly with 2 touchdown runs, a touchdown pass. Ty Sullivan with 2 touchdown runs. And Glen Rose leads it at halftime, 36-27. There's the missed field goal right at the gun from the Glen Rose kicker, Alexis Murrow. And Murrow is out there on the field right now, ready to kick it away to Alvarado, who will have the football first as we start the third quarter. And wisely, once again, Glen Rose kicks the football out of bounds.
Yeah, I thought the whole plan was to kick the ball to Paul Rios. But they have elected here to start the second half and kicking this one out of bounds. Now, like I said, I wanted to be a fly on the wall in that Indians halftime, in that locker room for the Indians halftime, and I'm sure that Coach Walraven had some choice words for his defense, but also for his offense as well. Just telling these guys that, look, we've got to execute. Don't care what you think of the Tigers. This is an 0-4 squad that is giving you all that you can handle in that first half. Let's come out and execute and play Alvarado Indians football.
1st and 10, they take over at their 30. Belton motions into the backfield and takes the handoff. Looking to get outside, uses the stiff arm to do so, turns the corner, and picks up 8 or 9 on the first play of the possession. In fact, give him 10 and another first down.
I think some of the mistakes that defenses make against DeMarcus Belton is just taking bad angles. He is so crafty, but also so fast. When you allow him to catch the edge, man, it is really hard to catch up.
Shockingly, he did not score in the first half. Handoff here for Clampett, who picks his way for 3.
Again, we talked about DJ Clampett and just him being that change of pace to DeMarcus Belton. And man, I tell you, he's gotten some really gritty yards because he's had this Glen Rose Tigers defense hanging on him.
2nd down and 7. Jenkins flushed forward. He'll take off and run for it. Ducks down right at the 50-yard stripe. That'll be enough to move the chains again.
Yeah, he thought about it, but Cameron Jenkins, you love his moxie as a quarterback. He is keeping his eyes up the field, still trying to make a play, but once it was apparent that he just needed to get to the sticks, he does exactly that.
1st and 10 right at that midfield stripe. Belton motions into the backfield. He'll get the handoff. Looking for the edge, strung out nicely. Underneath him for the tackle is Ty Simmons.
Yeah, Rubisky, then coming up from his linebacker position, man, he tracks him down perfectly. Again, DeMarcus Belton, to me, he has so many different speeds that he runs with. When you see him being patient, using his eyes, you know he can change and cut on a dime.
2nd and 7. Jenkins looking deep for Belton. Double coverage knocked away. Step for step was Caden Shannon.
And that's just film study from Shannon. You see, as a double team, he is making sure he keeps leverage on that and not allowing that ball to rain drop down to DeMarcus Belton. Another big-time 3rd down coming up here for Glen Rose. The Tigers can get off of the field. I think that eliminates the split that you were talking about in the first half.
3rd down and 7. They need to get right to the 40-yard stripe to move the chains. DeThorne able to pick up 5. It'll be 4th and 2 and decision time here for Casey Walraven. No decision whatsoever. All he does is say, number 5, go out on the football field.
Yeah, he doesn't blink at all. I don't think that this was a no-brainer.
Down 2 scores on their home field. The number 8 team in the state in 4A D1. Belton gets the call. Stood up in the backfield, stiff arms off of one, stays on his feet, gets to the corner. Did he get the first down? Not based on that spot, no. Marked out of bounds at the 41-yard line, short by a yard. Glen Rose gets the stop.
But look at, again, the performance that this kid is having, the spin move, the stiff arm right here, and he is just battling to get to that marker.
Based on that replay, it looked like the spot was good.
Yeah.
Can we see that one more time, Clay Marshall, our director? That low angle. Watch as Belton comes to the near sideline. We do have enough time, Clay, to let this one roll. He spins off the tackle attempt from Caden Mars, but look, he steps out of bounds right at that 41-yard line. The side judge, Johnny on the spot to mark him out of bounds, short of the line to gain. It's a 4th down stop for Glen Rose, and they take over on downs here in the 3rd quarter.
What a big stop there from the Tigers. But they need this guy to continue to come up big as well. And
Connolly stood up.
Yeah, Jordan Wright. These guys, this defense, look at they probably took a chewing down there at halftime. They've got to be tough here in the second half and not allow for the Tigers to go up and down the field.
No gain on the play. It's 2nd and 10. Sullivan, patient, gets through the hole, and if he had gotten away from Lane Woolard, he would have had a lot of running room. Woolard chops him down. It's a gain of 5.
Man, and Woolard, this is what you call a touchdown-saving tackle from number 2. He doesn't make it. There is no last man after that.
Glen Rose 0-4 on the year, but the 9-time defending district champs, a team that is used to winning, showing that they can, but it's intercepted. Picked off by DeThorne, his 2nd interception of the game. They have read the screen well all night long, and they do again here.
Sometimes you can come back to the well too many times, and that's exactly what they did. Judd Connolly just lofting that one out to the flat, read perfectly. Talk about an Alvarado defense that needed something positive to happen, and they get it.
After the 4th down stop that Glen Rose's defense was able to come up with, now the Alvarado defense responds with a huge play. Skylar DeThorne with his 2nd interception of the night. And they take over deep in Glen Rose territory, 1st and 10 at the plus 35. Timeout, Casey Walraven.
What an interesting guy Coach Walraven is. Talked to him before kickoff, and he's standing down there, Mike. He's taping his fingers.
Yes,
and
I saw that.
I said, Coach, are you playing tonight? I don't know if I've seen many coaches go out there and put tape on each one of his fingers. He said, man, I have to do that because we have our system offensively. The kids could see my fingers better if I have tape on them.
Okay. That's cool. That's cool. It's kind of like a catcher where they like paint their fingernails white so the pitcher can see when he's throwing the signs. I like that.
I don't know if he's getting to the point where he's going to paint his fingernails, but I think he'll settle on the tape, and it's working out perfectly for
Casey
him.
Walraven doesn't strike me as a dude that's going to paint his fingernails.
No, not at all.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah, paint your fingernails if you want to, but either way, this guy is the consummate football coach, and he'll do whatever it takes to make sure that his guys get the signal.
5 years at Grandview, 5 years at Cleburne before taking over here. This is his 4th year back at Alvarado, the program where he played as a quarterback in the mid-90s. Late substitution here. It looked like they were playing with 10 there before DJ Clampett came running out on the field. Down to 1 on the play clock. And Casey Walraven is incensed on the near sideline, out of a timeout. Alvarado gets a delay of game. Unless they're going to give him another timeout.
I don't think he wants to take another one. That'd be burnt. That is, yeah, that's one upset coach right there. So he's going to take the delay of game.
It is a delay of game, yes. Casey Walraven is lighting into his offense right now. Clampett was obviously supposed to be out there and wasn't, came running on, but it was with about 5 seconds left in the play clock. So it's now 1st and 15. So since the interception, they've wasted a timeout and gone backwards 5 yards. In the flat, they were looking for Jordan Wright, in and out of his hands, incomplete.
And again, you look at the names, most of these guys are going both ways. Jordan Wright has been playing defensive end, and they put him in at tight end. So no rest for that main core group of players.
Second and 15. Whew. Nice move in the flats by Clampett. He'll pick up 6 or 7 and make 3rd down a little more manageable here.
Yeah, so the delay of game puts them back. Clampett does a great job of at least getting back to the original line of scrimmage. But what does Coach Walraven have in his bag of tricks to not only pick up a 1st down, but a score here, their 2nd possession in the 2nd half?
Casey Walraven did tell us this week he wanted to try and get the penalties under wraps. They've had struggles with that on this drive, but they go deep for Belton in the end zone. Oh, he couldn't haul it in. That ball was on the money from Cameron Jenkins, but Belton, who had to reach out to grab it, couldn't quite hang on.
Man, you got to give credit where credit is due to this defensive secondary, and this is Cameron Jenkins throwing into a double team, and he threads the needle. DeMarcus Belton just can't hold on to it. This brings up a 4th down in forever.
4th and 9. They have to get to the 25. Trying to pay off the interception from DeThorne. Jenkins, time and space, steps up in the pocket, lofts it over the top for Belton, then a 1st down. What a throw by Cameron Jenkins.
Yeah, the first thing I was looking at for the line of scrimmage, great job by Jenkins recognizing where he is and passing the ball before he gets past the line of scrimmage.
He was definitely behind on that look. He got a decent look at it, but knowing where the line of scrimmage was, he was definitely still behind it. Handoff to Clampett, pushing the pile. Falls forward to the 6.
Boy, Glen Rose has got to be asking themselves, man, every time we have these guys, they find a way to escape, and that's exactly what just happened on that last pass from Cameron Jenkins.
DeThorne's interception is what started all of this. Alvarado able to work through some penalties, pick up a clutch 4th down. Now the handoff to Clampett again. Makes a man miss and gets to the 2.
Well, that's what's disappointing. When you have this guy bottled up and you miss a tackle, that's Caden Shannon. Got to be more disciplined than that. Set your feet and not allow that guy to cut back inside.
3rd and goal. They marked him down at the 3. Belton in the slot on the bottom of the screen. Walraven and Daniel Spencer, the OC, using that tape on their fingers to draw up a signal. The handoff to Clampett, coming near side, trying to get the corner, and he will! Touchdown, Alvarado.
Anytime you see any misdirection with DeMarcus Belton, all the eyes are going to go with 5, and all they do is sneak behind that and give the ball to DJ Clampett, and again, it's just a foot race to the pylon.
6:02 in the 3rd quarter, and Alvarado has the first points of the 2nd half, and it looks like they will go for 2 here, down 3. Belton will take the Wildcat quarterback snap, hands off on misdirection to Clampett. 2 more for Alvarado.
And that drive was all set up by Cameron Jenkins on that 4th down. That pass was so clutch, getting these guys into scoring position, and DJ Clampett just puts the exclamation point on it by getting the 2-point conversion. As he gets some water, and it's time to run back down on kickoff team. These guys get no rest.
It's a 1-point game in the 2nd half here in Alvarado. 36-35. Glen Rose with the lead here on Friday Night Football. And yes, as you alluded to, the throw by Jenkins on that 4th down was elite.
Yeah.
Terrific play.
Yeah, you have to make plays like that, and it's times on 4th down where you have to trust, if you're Coach Walraven, that your young quarterback can make plays like that. And that was, look, that is a superior throw. And when you can trust that your quarterback won't put the ball in harm's way and can get you and pick up a 1st down.
Yeah.
On what was 4th and 9, that's critical.
Alvarado to kick it away. Sullivan from his 11. Ty Sullivan to the 29 as you hear the assistant coaches for Alvarado screaming to wrap up.
Hey, guess who made that play, though? DJ Clampett. He made the tackle on the kickoff.
He's been everywhere tonight.
Yes, he has. I mean, here he is right here. Just keep your eyes on number 8. Running down. This is a kid that just scored on the run and 2-point conversion. Putting it all on the line.
He's got 2 touchdowns tonight. Skylar DeThorne has 2 touchdowns tonight. Skylar DeThorne has 2 interceptions tonight. DeMarcus Belton has also been as advertised, but it's been Clampett and DeThorne more than anybody else in this football game for Alvarado, as Sullivan falls forward for 4 on the first play of the series. This feels like a moment, Heckma, where Glen Rose now needs to show their mettle.
Yes. And for Judd Connolly, so far he's thrown 2 interceptions. And so you got to, the young quarterback, he's got to get out of his own way.
Sullivan again, able to pick his way for 2 more, but quickly it's 3rd down.
Yeah, you don't want to give the ball back to this Indians offense. You can feel a little bit of a momentum switch happening here in this stadium.
The Skylar DeThorne interception, the 2nd of the day, leads to the Clampett touchdown run. 3rd down and 4. Connolly trying to keep it himself, but bottled up in the backfield. Did a good job to fall forward, but only gets 2 of the 4 he needed, and it's 4th down and 2.
Coach Watkins, wow, he doesn't flinch either.
No hesitation at all. Quickly back to the line. They will snap it and go for it. Connolly pushes and has the 1st down.
Wow. Mike, the stones on that coach, man. You're in a situation where if you don't get that 1st down, you're going to put a fire-hot offense back on the field. I don't know about that one. That's gambling. That's a big gamble.
Cliff Watkins needs a bigger pair of shorts. First down, Glen Rose at the 41. Connolly to the air, near side, on the money for Caden Mars, and another first down into Alvarado territory.
Man, a star is being born right in front of our face. Judd Connolly, even with the 2 interceptions, he's still out here dealing. You love to see that from your young quarterback.
First and 10 at the 38. Glen Rose with the lead and the football. 4:05 third quarter. A big 4th and 1 conversion, 4th and 2, in fact, conversion by Judd Connolly. Then the throw to Caden Mars. Sullivan here on 1st and 10, no gain.
Yeah, you still got to continue to keep this defense honest. And here's the deal, that up front, this Tigers offensive line is just towering over the defensive line for Alvarado.
2nd and 10. Connolly again to keep it himself. Spins through a couple of tackles. Flagged down at the tail end of the play.
Didn't see what happened there, but he danced around a hit.
Looks like a preliminary signal of a hold on Ryder Rubitsky. Rubitsky trying to plead his case.
Yeah, not going to work. Got him red-handed.
And Aaron Kentner confirms a hold against Glen Rose, and that will negate the 7-yard carry from the quarterback Connolly. This is a Glen Rose offense that was averaging just 22 points a game coming into tonight's football game.
Yeah, Coach Watkins was just saying, look, we've got to have a complete game. We've got to put it all together.
Yeah.
And our 4 losses, we've just either been really bad on either side of the ball. And I can't help that he's probably reiterated that all week to his squad. We just got to put it together on both ends.
2nd and forever. Connolly to the air, looking for Mars again, and he put it right on him. And that will be enough for a first down at the 26. What a throw.
And they got him on the crosser, and they're continuing to run that with Caden Mars, and he is executing that DB. They obviously saw something in that matchup.
That's a dime.
It is.
Because that was decent coverage, too, on Caden Mars. But that ball was put only where the senior wide receiver could go get it. 1st and 10. Connolly. Ball came out at the end, but the play was long since over.
And so you have some breakdowns happen in the secondary, and what did the Alvarado Indians do? They run out DeMarcus Belton as the cornerback.
Belton is a reserve corner on the team. Javian Johnson, Jalen Brown, Abby Hamer, the 3 that primarily rotate through, but clearly a spot where Casey Walmer even said, you know what, we need to get a defensive stop. Get out there, kid. Sullivan on the handoff. Snowed under at the 19. It'll be 3rd and short.
Yeah, sweet. It's Tyson Sullivan again. We saw in the first half, he really was the hero of that first half with the way that he played. But, man, great job dancing in between these tackles.
Quick snap here. Ooh. Connolly bottled up and taken down. Thrown for a loss, and it's 4th and 5.
Yeah, great job by that secondary linebackers. Skylar the Thorn reading that perfectly.
Fourth and 5 for Glen Rose. They've already got a 4th down conversion on this possession. A clutch 4th and 2 in their own territory. Now they've got to get to the 16. Oh my goodness, in and out of the hands of Caden Mars. He would have had the first down, and he dropped it.
Judd Connolly puts that right on Mars, and how many times have we seen Mars on crossing routes come up big, and one hit him right in the head. In the student section, where would we be without student sections? to remind you of every failure you have in life. Oh, man.
That's part of what makes high school football great, man.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Caden Mars has had a heck of a night, has made some terrific catches, but he is sick to his stomach right now on the sidelines as he lets that one evade his grasp. Jenkins on 1st and 10. Steps up and runs for a few. Give him 7 on the play.
At 6'4", I'm going to give him, say, about 220 pounds. He has no desire to run whatsoever.
They had Cartier Collier here last year who ran for 32 touchdowns, threw for 43 more, 75 combined touchdowns. Casey Walraven said he's definitely a different style of quarterback. As another nice run here from DJ Clampett picks up another first down. But he's shown himself to be very effective, and he can sling that rock.
Yes, he can.
Cameron Jenkins.
Yes, he can.
1st and 10 at the 38. Alvarado has not led this football game since it was 27-22 midway through the second quarter. Flag on the play here. Down by a point. That's going to be a false start against the Indians. They have an opportunity here, Heckma, to go take the lead.
Well, that was an original thought that it was going to be the first one to 70 wins. So I think that's kind of pulled back off of that in the comments.
There's only one touchdown so far in the second half, shockingly.
What's going on?
After we saw a combined 63 points in the first half.
What were the quick math you did? It was something like 200 points?
It was 232 points was the pace through 6 minutes. Look at DeMarcus Belton go, and they will not catch DeMarcus Belton. 67 yards, the house call for the senior. Alvarado with the lead.
The truth is, you are not going to be able to keep this kid bottled up for much longer. They called the right play, blocked up perfectly, and he just takes that thing right down the hash for the score. Great job by the Indians executing even after the penalty. And this is they finally got the lead back, and for the Indians, they got to put that defense out there and not look back.
They will not go for 2. They elect to kick the extra point and make it a 6-point lead. 42-36 the lead. DeMarcus Belton had a terrific night even without the 67-yard touchdown run, but that is certainly the icing on the cake for the senior running back. His 10th touchdown run of the season. And he gives Alvarado the lead with 19 seconds left in the third quarter.
Yeah, this kid is a 3-year starter, 3-year varsity player. He knows what Friday nights are all about, and you just see that cool and calm demeanor over there on the sidelines. He was just waiting on his opportunity to blow, and he got it and detonated.
And every high school age kid in America celebrates because it was a 67-yard touchdown.
Oh, stop it. Please, no, Mike. No, Mike. No.
Oh, the comments are already lighting up with it.
No, Mike. No, Mike.
Buddy, I don't get it either, but hey, I know it's a thing.
I tell you what, man, when you get teenage age kids, then you get it.
You have to fly down the field.
The kickoff into the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 at the 30 after the kickoff into the end zone. 19 seconds in the half. Sullivan on the handoff. Picks his way forward to the 35, a pickup of 5.
Yeah, and the thing is right now for the Tigers, you got to just continue to work. This offensive line's got to continue to go downhill, and you got to get behind this running game. Sullivan has had himself one hell of a quarter, and you got to keep allowing this kid to continue to run that rock. That's how they got the lead, and that's how they're going to keep it if they plan on getting a win here.
If they want to take it back, it will happen in the fourth. 3 quarters in the books, a 6-point game here in Alvarado. Indians with the lead after 3 on Friday Night Football. End zone shot. What a catch! Catch a live broadcast of every play of the biggest high school football games. Next week, Alito at Denton Ryan. Stream the broadcast free next Friday night at 7 on WFAA+.
It's a matchup of elite volleyball powers as defending state champ and national champ Byron Nelson visits 11th ranked South Lake Carroll. Watch live for free Tuesday at 5:30 on WFAA+.
Right now in Terrell and in Dallas, your heat index is 107. Everyone in McKinney is dead. It's hot in McKinney. We'll fix that probably.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delcas.
Back in Alvarado, first play of the fourth quarter, a 2nd and 5 handoff up the middle that goes nowhere. And it's going to be 3rd down and 6. In fact, lost a yard for Ty Sullivan.
Another big 3rd down. They've been burning them on those crossing routes. Belton is out of the game. They put him in as the alternate cornerback. Let's see if they go right back to the well.
They've got to get to the 40 to move the chains. Pressure on Connolly. Lofts it into single coverage. No flags. Incomplete. 4th down.
Wow.
The Glen Rose sideline can't believe that there wasn't a flag.
The coaches over there are giving it to him. And let's see here. It's going to bring up 4th down in there. No punt team in sight.
Cliff Watkins is letting it all hang out tonight in this one. 4th and 6, and they go for it. From the 34, now Connolly, who is their punter, will drop back and quick kick it. Takes a bounce to the 29.
And if you don't know, you hear that sideline yell, Peter, that means get back.
Get away from that football as fast as you can.
That is the word. Get around a bunch of football players and yell, Peter, everybody will take a step back.
So we wondered all night tonight, how many defensive stops would we see? Now we're getting into the territory where Glen Rose really needs one.
Yeah, this is at that point. Defensively, if you're going to force these guys off the field, you got to do it now. You cannot trade points with them. We know how good they are. Rubisky, find a name over there, get a stop.
Jenkins rolling out over the middle, just beyond the fingertips of Luke Males, and complete to Javian Johnson for a 1st down.
Oh my God, from my perspective, it looked like Luke Males was about to take it to that. I mean, that looked like he had himself an interception. Too little, too late. Good job by Cameron Jenkins with the completion.
Motion man is Belton. He gets the handoff coming near side. Has a seam, pushes forward close to midfield. A gain of 6.
I tell you what, man, what I have been impressed with about this Alvarado Indian squad, they're not very big up front, offensive and defensive line, but boy, do they move the crowd. They work well together, and they open up some holes for number 5.
Belton again cycles into the backfield. He'll take the handoff again. First down and then some, galloping into the second level. He was one defender away from another house call.
And you see the disappointment. You see the disappointment from him, boy, because he felt like he was just a arm tackle away. And man, lucky them, they were able to get him on the ground.
First and 10 at the 39. Glen Rose 0-4 on the year. Lost to Grandview 28-14 in the opener. Lost 30-7 to Gatesville. Jenkins flips it far side. Pretty ball to Javian Johnson. Yes, that's a catch and another first down.
Yeah, great job there by Cameron Jenkins. He set this up perfectly because they go from a 5-man front to an they keep it back to a 3-man front, but they drop everybody into coverage, and it's on Jenkins to find a hole in that zone, and he does exactly that, picking up that first down.
First and 10 at the 29. Under 10 minutes to play in the fourth. Can Glen Rose find a stop? Clampett, strung out, but gets the corner. Clampett beats his man to the edge. Clampett with the cutback inside the 5. Touchdown, Alvarado. 29 yards on a terrific run from DJ Clampett, his third TD of the day.
This was just blocked up so well. Look at these guys getting to the outside, and then all of the blocks down the field that get Clampett to the point that he could get this score, but it was him splitting those defenders. Great job by the Indians. And it's Glen Rose right now, boy, they are reeling and looking like they have pretty much run out of gas here.
Alvarado's going to go for 2 here and try and make it a 14-point lead. Belton coming near side. Patient, waiting, trying to break tackles, won't get there. No good on the 2-point conversion. It will stay a 12-point game. But Alvarado has scored 21 straight to take control of this football game.
Well, they have put in the work, and I tell you, it's all started from that missed field goal. And look at this guy. DJ Clampett's jersey is soaking wet. And this is a guy that is scoring touchdowns and having to come run down on the kickoff as well. Man, what a game he's played.
Tuesday night here on WFAA Plus, our very first volleyball broadcast ever on the WFAA digital network. The defending national champions, Byron Nelson, #1 in the state, on the road to face a South Lake Carroll team ranked 11th in 6A. Two of the very best programs there are in the state of Texas. Head-to-head right here on WFAA Plus. That should be a very fun night. Byron Nelson is a juggernaut. They have lost only 1 set all season, and it came against the #2 team in the country, Sierra Canyon out of California, earlier on this season. Byron Nelson is an absolute monster. South Lake Carroll will try and take him down on Tuesday night. Line drive kick fielded in the air and running straight up the middle. That was a very gutsy decision from Gage Diaz, the up man.
Gage Diaz obviously plays shortstop on baseball because, man, his ability to get that one down and not allow it to ricochet off his pads probably was worth its weight, because if he doesn't field it that way, that could be disaster for the Tigers.
Gives them great field position. They're going to start at their own 43. Cliff Watkins said to us this week, don't wait around and wait for someone else to make a play.
Yep.
He said that is his message to his team this week. Go be the guy who makes a play. Gage Diaz did right there. Can Judd Connolly here? Deep ball. That will draw about 4 flags thrown at the feet of Luke Males. And it's going to be a free first down for Glen Rose.
Yeah, I was just about to say, if they don't throw a flag on that one, Mike, it might be time for us to pack up and get out of here, because they're going to riot on that side of the field. But man, this is the point of the program. If you're Judd Connolly, you're going to have to come up big and make some quality throws. Down by 12. You don't have to rush it per se, but you're going to have to get some completions.
No, I mean, at the pace that they went in the first half, there could be 5 possessions left in this football game, so you don't need to rush necessarily, but the time does have to be a consideration at this point for Cliff Watkins' team. First and 10 at the 46, flags at the snap. A procedural penalty on Glen Rose.
You know how the saying goes, mix in a little bit of good with a little bit of bad. And can't do that.
First and 15 as the ball now sits back in Glen Rose territory. Connolly with the handoff for Sullivan. Patiently waits for an opportunity and then scoots for 13.
Again, this offensive line has been doing really good up front, and they're mowing down an undersized defensive line. And boy, once they give number 12 a two-way go, he takes advantage of it.
Give him 14, in fact, on the carry, and it's 2nd down and 1. So Tyson Sullivan having the back of his fellow offensive players gobbling up that penalty and then some. Makes a man miss here on the swing pass, and he's got the first down. Down to the 31. Friday Night Football is sponsored by Texas de Brazil, an experience for all senses. From the sizzle of skewers on the grill to the vibrant colors of our fresh offerings, Texas de Brazil is a feast for your eyes, ears, and taste buds. Handoff for Sullivan again, fights his way forward for 4 more.
Yeah, just let this guy do what he does. 8:34 on the clock. And they're already going hurry up right back to the line of scrimmage.
2nd down and 6. Flags at the snap. This might be a free play. I think Alvarado got stuck with too many players on the field. They had guys trying to sprint off at the last second.
Bit of a hip drop on that last tackle. I hope Tyson Sullivan is okay. He walked off on his own.
Still waiting on the official word here, but we think this is going to be too many men. Yes. 12 men on the field on the Alvarado defense. 2nd and 6 becomes 2nd and 1. Let us know in those YouTube comments where you're watching from tonight. We got a good one here in Alvarado. Glen Rose trying to flag on the play. False start.
Wow. I thought they got out the Indians to jump off sides, but nope.
So Glen Rose gives those 5 yards right back. 2nd and 6. Yo-yos from 2nd and 1 back to 2nd and 6. They have to get to the 22 to move the chains. Connolly stepping up, fires the swing pass for Rubitsky, who he had open. Rubitsky didn't see the ball coming. That was a well drawn up play that just wasn't quite fully executed, Heckma. They may come back to that one.
Yeah, Connolly throws the ball outside, but Rubitsky's looking inside, and like you said, Mike, I don't think he ever saw it. But the biggest part for me is Tyson Sullivan is still on the sidelines.
He's had a terrific night, and this is a Glen Rose program that cannot afford any more injuries. Up the middle, the handoff to Littlejohn. He's able to get almost to the 25. It's going to be 4th down, though, and a long 3.
Well, I would consider this a big-time stop by the Indians if they're able to get off of the field again on 4th down.
4th down and 3. Sullivan stacked up, nowhere to go. Connolly taken down. A 4th down stop for Alvarado.
That's huge. That is a huge play, Mike. And we've seen Judd Connolly try and pitch at the last minute. I was looking at Cross Littlejohn the whole time thinking that he was going to try and get that ball out at the last minute, but he does not. That's a great stop by the Indians. Now here's another point in this game that's very critical. If the Indians are able to get a score here, I think this is putting towards some goodwill to closing the curtain.
More than anything else, with a 2-possession lead, can they just eat some clock?
Yes.
Glen Rose has got to come up with a stop, and they've got to do it fast. Belton was grabbed in the backfield and somehow got away and made it a 3-yard gain.
Can't stop him. Can't stop him. The first guy, well, I'll tell you what, the first guy can't stop him. We hadn't seen too many one-on-one tackles tonight on DeMarcus Belton.
Just shrugs people off.
Yeah.
You brought it up earlier, the injury to Tyson Sullivan, whatever it is, certainly you hope that it's not significant. But when he went off the field, it changed things. And here goes Belton again up the middle. DeMarcus Belton looking for a 72-yard touchdown run. And that's the finisher for Alvarado.
So many times, Mike, we can build up a game and a player, and it doesn't add up to the hype once we get to the arena. This guy is different. I don't think we understated who he was as a football player. Unbelievable.
72 yards on the house call, right up the gut. His 11th touchdown run of the year. He now has 16 touchdowns from scrimmage this year. A kickoff return for a touchdown, a punt return for a touchdown. He's wearing the wrong number. He should wear 6.
He should. He absolutely should. And I tell you, man, his offensive line, look at those guys come over there. They love this guy because I tell you how he makes them all look so good. All you have to do is hold your block for a split second. Belton's going to do the rest. Unbelievable, and I love the way Coach Walraven talked about this kid. He is a good athlete, but he's a better student, a better person, and a leader on that football team.
John Lasker says it in the YouTube comments, nail in the coffin.
Goodness, this has been a great football game. A ton of back and forth, but Glen Rose just ran out of bullets.
They're down 19 with 6:39 in the 4th. They did score 21 points in the 2nd quarter.
They did.
So they know how to score fast, and in fact they did that in only 7 minutes and 16 seconds. So they've got the firepower. Another kick here to the up-back Diaz. And he's going to take off and run with it again, this time running laterally and driven back. Glen Rose will take over at the 24.
Yeah, the only thing about that is if you score 21 points, you're going to put your defense back out there on the field versus this Indian squad. And I don't know if you trust it.
Really good sign here. Ty Sullivan is in that huddle right now.
Yeah,
number 12 for Glen Rose, the senior running back who's had a terrific night. Back on the field. That's great news.
Well, they needed him on that 4th down play. I know he was probably trying to do everything that he possibly could. I was talking about that last possession where he got tackled. It looked like he had his legs caught under him, and you can see now he has that right ankle spatted.
He'll motion out. Connolly will take it himself. Judd Connolly's got a lot of room. Judd Connolly's trying to make this a football game again. He's got a lead blocker out in front. Chased from behind. Inside the 10. In one play, it's 1st and goal.
Just when you thought it was over. Judd Connolly says, don't close the book just yet. Wow.
First and goal, Glen Rose. Don't go anywhere.
Jaylen Brown, they're trying to get a substitute for him. It looks like he's hurt. I hear someone say he has to come out of the game, and they are running on the substitution for him right now.
Abby Hamer, the reserve corner, will come on for Brown, the senior. Well, if you're Glen Rose, you've got to be sitting there thinking, well, that's precisely what we needed. Big long run from Judd Connolly. And they used Ty Sullivan kind of as a decoy. Did you see that? Motioned him out of the formation, created some space, and Sullivan took advantage of all that space. They'll try and do something similar here. Connolly again hopping over the line of scrimmage and pelted at the 4-yard line.
Yeah, this Judd Connolly, only a sophomore, but he has shown how tough he is. You know, Luke Males, when they talked about it, when we talked with Coach Watkins, he said it was a battle during the spring, but it was apparent that Judd Connolly was going to be the heir apparent at quarterback.
Second and goal, option play, pitch out for Sullivan. Sullivan stutter steps, gets to the corner, stood up right at the goal line. I think he's going to be short by about half a yard.
What a move, though. Look at this. He has one man in front of him, and that's Jordan Wright, and he makes him think about it for a split second as he passes by him.
Third and goal, Connolly bottled up, falls forward, short, fourth and goal.
Whistles before that as they hustle right back to the line of scrimmage. I'm going QB sneak one more time, and I'm going right behind Clark Anderson and Chase Alexander.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
I'm not going anywhere else.
Big 6'5", 320-pound Clark Anderson, the left guard. It's Connolly in shotgun to take it himself and score. Connolly walks in on fourth and goal.
Where did they go? Right behind number 77. Yeah, you got a 6'5", 320-pound guard. Yeah, you use that. What a game. Man.
Looks like they're going to go for two here.
I've said this a couple of times already.
Connolly with his third touchdown run of the day. Glen Rose finally on the board here in this second half. 4:58 on the clock here in this fourth quarter. And they'll go for two because if they can get two touchdowns and 2-point conversions, a field goal could tie the game. Down to 8 on the play clock. Connolly barking out signals. He'll roll to the right. Fires. End zone. 2 more. Caden Mars with the catch. And it's an 11-point game with 5 minutes to play.
Yeah, and Caden Mars, man, he's probably one of the. He's gonna be upset with himself tonight because of what happened on fourth down, boy. But he makes up for it in the 2-point conversion. Let's see if this Glen Rose Tigers defense can come out here and get a stop and make this thing even more interesting.
Next week on Friday Night Football, may we be blessed with as good a football game, because we certainly have a sensational matchup. The game of the year in 5A Division I, number 1 Aledo on the road to face number 4 Denton Ryan. When they played last year on Friday Night Football, Denton Ryan raced out to a big lead. Aledo came all the way back on them to keep that vaunted district win streak alive. But then Denton Ryan got him in the playoffs in the regional final. So we'll see what these two teams have for each other a week from now right here on Friday Night Football. That game should be sensational.
You know what we should do? We should play that game all week long. We should show that game because that was one heck of a game, that comeback.
Do they kick the onside? Yes, they do. High bounce. Loose. And Glen Rose has got the football. Ty Simmons with the recovery. It went in and out of the hands of E.J. Walton, and the Tigers have the ball.
Another gutsy call. And how about the bounce on that one? get to the Ty Simmons, man, Johnny on the spot for that one. Great angle from our camera crew to show that onside kick.
Look at this one more time. Is this recovered? It doesn't matter. You can't go back and replay it. Does he have this ball before he lands out of bounds? I think he does.
Yes.
Yeah. I just wanted to make sure. Ty Simmons did recover that in the field of play. Correctly called. 1st and 10, Glen Rose at the 43. 4:56 to work with. Connolly hunted from behind. Did a really good job to make that a 2-yard gain when it should have been a loss of 4.
Yes.
Zion Brown, though, fired up because he chased him down.
Yeah, Zion Brown, he's right there. He's thinking that he's about to get a sack. And a great awareness there by Connolly, falling forward for a gain.
Connolly again, taking it himself, spins to the inside. It'll be 3rd and 1.
And you can tell that this Indians defense is keeping a radar on Tyson Sullivan because they've seen that pitch out come from the last minute.
Connolly again. It is all Judd Connolly right now. 1st down, Glen Rose at the 30. Jennifer Cagle in the YouTube comment says, oh my goodness. John Lasker says 0 quit in Glen Rose. What a game. Connolly pressured, steps up past it, fires deep, down the middle, on the money. Luke Males for the touchdown. This game is unbelievable.
Another opportunity for Judd Connolly with pressure barreling down on him. What does he do? Still keeping his eyes up the field, and Luke Males.
They'll go for 2 again, because again, if they get this one, now a field goal is in play to tie the game. But it's Connolly with his 2nd touchdown pass of the day to go with his 3 touchdown runs. He'll have Sullivan with him in the pistol. Rabitsky the motion man. End zone shot. Incomplete. Trying to sell the interception was Devin Johnson, but it did hit the turf. So the 2-point conversion try goes begging, and it will be a 5-point margin with 3:43 left. Heckma Harrison, all 3 timeouts remaining for Glen Rose. Do you kick the onside kick again, or do you try and kick it away and play defense?
You know, I think we've already surprised them once. You know what? No, I kicked the onside kick. I don't want to give this ball back to DeMarcus Belton.
That's the answer.
Sorry. I don't want to give.
That's the answer.
I don't want to give number 5 the ball back. If I can keep my offense out here, get a lead, no matter what. You know, Coach Watkins, this entire time, he's been gambling this entire game. Don't stop now.
The Glen Rose Tigers, in the image of their most famous alumnus, Dan Campbell, gambling all night long. Do they have one more gamble that can pay off for him here? 3:43 in the 4th. Murrow to kick it. They'll kick it away. Deep to Paul Rios from inside his own 5. Rios stood up at the 25.
Defensively, you just got to get an answer. You've got to get an answer from your defense. It's got to happen here. The last couple of possessions from Alvarado has been DeMarcus Belton left, DeMarcus Belton right. In each one of those touchdowns, he has looked relatively untouched going into the end zone.
The last time Alvarado had the football, it was Belton's 72-yard touchdown run that looked like it had ended the football game. Since then, 14 straight points for Glen Rose. And Alvarado needs a couple of first downs here if they want to salt this thing away. It's Belton to take the direct snap. Bottled up. Maybe a gain of a yard.
And I like going to the Wildcat for the Indians. Put the ball in his hands. Just allow him to create on his own. He is a special playmaker. I understand the method.
Please click the like button, click the subscribe button, as we will bring you a high school football game each week here on Friday Night Football, and share it around with your friends. We got a good finish here. 3 minutes left in a 5-point game. Handoff, Belton. Patient, grabbed a hold of and thrown back. Give him 3 on the carry to the 29. It's going to be 3rd and 6.
And let's talk a little strategy here, Mike. The new rules change in Texas high school football.
Yeah.
You got Glen Rose, 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning coming. If they can get a stop here and force a punt, because they're gonna have to hike this ball before the 2-minute warning.
Yes, there's about a 5-second differential. They've got to get to the 35. Handoff, Belton, he won't get anywhere. Driven back, and it's 4th down.
4th down. Wow. Woof. Life comes at you fast, Mike.
The Glen Rose Tigers, 0-4 on the year. Lost 28-14 to Grandview. Got blown out by Gatesville 30-7. Lost 34-28 against Brownwood a week ago. Gave up a 40-27 lead on Robinson in the 4th quarter a week ago to start the year 0-4. On the road against the number 8 team in the state rankings in 4A Division I, and they get a 3rd down stop that will force a 4th and 6 and very likely a punt from Alvarado and their punter Oliver Estrada, who is right now walking out on the field. And they will have a chance.
I think that's really all you could ask for if you're Cliff Watkins, is an opportunity to win this game. All of your timeouts here.
Estrada to punt it away.
Oh.
Wobbly kick up the near sideline. Will bounce and take an Alvarado roll to the 41. 1:50 to play. 59 yards from a game-winning touchdown for Glen Rose.
So, let's talk about the plays that have been working for the Tigers. Caden Mars on those crossing routes. He's been burning them religiously on those. The late pitches to Tyson Sullivan, those have been working. Right now, Judd Connolly is having his way with the ball in his hands as a runner. Defensively for the Indians, they have got to put all attention right now on number 10. This offensive line for Glen Rose, they can seal the deal if they're solid here in this next minute and 50 seconds.
Connolly with Sullivan behind him. Sullivan gets the carry. His first carry since he got hurt, a good one. Straight forward for 8.
Again, this offensive line, they hurry up back to the line of scrimmage.
Sullivan again. Escapes a tackle. Out the back door. First down and then some. Dragging a tackler to the 36. A 15-yard carry by Sullivan. Clock continues to burn. Glen Rose not using a timeout yet. They go reverse. Rabitsky in trouble and taken down. They went with the razzle-dazzle and they were there for it. Anthony Frias with the tackle.
Yeah, too much penetration there from the Indians defense. Maybe a bad time to run a double reverse on this India squad. They sniffed it out.
All I can wonder, Heckma, is why. because they've been so good offensively, just running straight at Alvarado. You didn't need, like the razzle-dazzle worked early on in the game, got them some confidence, got them rolling in a good direction. In this spot, I get you're going for the jugular, you're trying to be as gutsy as could be, and I love the attitude, but in this particular spot, it feels like you were better off to just keep running right at him.
That's a 12-yard loss. And you couldn't afford to dig that kind of a hole.
Officially 2nd and 21. They've got to get to the 26 for a first down. Connolly looking deep near sideline. Right on the money for Mars, a completion. Clock will run. 44 and running. 2 timeouts left for Glen Rose. They did take one. The scoreboard doesn't reflect it. It's 3rd and a dozen. Whistles. Timeout, Alvarado. They did not like something about the way that they were set up, and the coaching staff was screaming. They take the timeout at the last second.
Now that's a good play by Javian Johnson on that last play. You see him recognizing that crossing route that they've been getting burned on. Great job of getting the ball carrier down. Again, right now, you're in a situation with Judd Connolly where he's going to have to come up with a big throw. The number one thing that you have to do, even with 30 seconds left, either go for the first down or the touchdown.
Scoreboard is now correct. 2 timeouts remaining. Third down and 12. Connolly over the middle, right on target.
First down.
Luke Males has the first down. Clock will stop as they set the chains, but Glen Rose will bang a timeout.
What a throw. Judd Connolly on the money with that throw, and goes to his playmaker, Luke Mills.
1st and 10 for Glen Rose at the 25. A touchdown wins the football game.
So here's the deal. You got a first down, 23 seconds left, and only 1 timeout left. They have been gashing them in the running game. Let's see what the play call is. Whatever it is, Coach Watkins, let's not go for a double reverse.
Alvarado's sideline getting loud. Can the Indians make a defensive stop? Connolly flushed forward. He'll take off and run for it. Connolly to the 20. Clock will run. They're going to have to use the timeout, and they do. There's like 4 extra seconds that came off there. We'll see if they adjust that in any way, shape, or form.
And you know he's asking for it.
I don't think they're putting any time back on the clock.
They're not, and that was about, what, 4 seconds that ticked off?
At least 3.
Wow. And you're in
now you've got, what, 2 plays? Maybe 3 at best?
Maybe. And I'm telling you, that's going to be all-out hustle getting back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, no, at this point, you can't have the play end with the clock running.
Yeah.
You won't get back to the line of scrimmage in time. Whatever plays you've got left now for Glen Rose have to be throws to the end zone.
Absolutely.
Glen Rose trailed this football game 55-36 midway through this 4th quarter. With 12 seconds left, they have a chance to win it. 2nd and 5 from the 20. Connolly They pick up the pressure while he fires. End zone, he overshot his man.
Wow.
7 seconds left.
And they were going to Luke Mills the whole time, and he runs it to the defender looking for the flag. Great job by Javian Johnson on the outside.
An absolutely sensational Texas high school football game. Comes down to 1 or 2 more plays. Connolly on 3rd and 5, flushed forward, lost the football, taken down for the sack, and that'll end it. Alvarado gets the win. Zion Brown with the sack as time expires. $55-50, the final score. Alvarado hangs on, and it's Zion Brown that gets the sack to finish this football game off on 3rd down.
This was an instant classic, and they were flying all around the football. Jordan Wright is there as well. It's a ton of pressure coming down. We knew what he couldn't do, and he couldn't take a stack, and that was Jordan Brown getting his paw in there at the last second and knocking that away from Judd Connolly, who's keeping his eyes up the field, trying to make a play. This was an instant classic, Mike Leslie. What a football game.
Absolutely unbelievable. Jordan Wright and Zion Brown combining on the pressure. It was Wright, to your point, that knocked the football away, and then it was Brown that finished him. And Alvarado, in heart-stopping fashion on their home field, improves to 4-0 on the year with a 55-50 win over Glen Rose, the game of the year so far here on Friday Night Football. And who would have predicted that, Heckma Harrison, at 6 o'clock tonight?
That would not have been us, boy, but they played their heart out. Really, for me, the Tigers showed their heart of a champion. This is an 0-5 team now that's going into district play. I'm sorry. I wouldn't want to see these guys.
Nope. No. What we learned tonight, 1, Alvarado 2, has the heart of a champion.
Yes.
They played a terrific football game tonight, put 55 points on the board. Nobody is going to want to have to deal with their offense and DeMarcus Belton. But yes, we learned tonight that the Glen Rose Tigers are the best 0-5 football team in the state.
Yeah.
They are a very, very talented team that has figured out how they are going to have to play this year in the absence of some of their dudes. Braylon Reed, the junior running back, expected to be a dude this year, had to have ACL reconstructive surgery. He's one of 5 key guys that Glen Rose doesn't have this year. It took them a little while to get their sea legs and figure out, okay, what's the offense going to look like if it's Judd Connolly and Luke Males and Ty Sullivan and Ryder Rabitsky, and that's going to be our guys. Caden Mars had a really nice night tonight. It took them a little while to find it. Clearly, based on what they did tonight, they have found it, and they are again going to be a problem for the rest of District 4 4A Division 2 because, once again, Cliff Watkins has himself a football team.
Yeah, Judd Connolly, the sophomore quarterback, is what I mean, I'm going to walk away from this game talking about how good of a player this young man is and how he kept his team in it. When they needed to pick up those pesky 3rd and longs, 4th downs, it was because Judd Connolly made the right decision with the football. He's still young. He made some errant throws. But look, those weren't the throws that you could come back to and say, oh, it was at this moment that they lost the football game. He kept his composure.
Yes.
He did everything that you would ask a young quarterback to do. And oh, by the way, Tyson Sullivan brought his game with him as well. When he needed to throw it, he made some great throws. Look, this was just one of those games that defensively, when you needed to get a stop, they came few and far in between. But Alvarado, when they needed it, it was Jordan Wright that stuck his hand in there and knocked the ball away from Jug Connolly that really sealed the deal. Otherwise, man, the celebration may be happening with the kids in red and white.
No question. No question. This was a special football game in a lot of different ways. DeMarcus Belton is as advertised.
Yeah.
But the Alvarado offense we learned tonight is far more than just DeMarcus Belton. And we knew that on some level coming in. However, DJ Clampett can absolutely ball. Cameron Jenkins can sling it anywhere. He can put that ball anywhere he wants to put that football. Skylar DeThorne is a baller.
Yes.
Alvarado's got some serious horses this year. Cartier Collier may be at Tarleton State now, but this is still a heck of a football team for Casey Walry.
Look, and let me say this, Mike. I have no horse in the games at all when it comes down to who gets recruited and who doesn't. I know that whoever gives out the stars and tells you who the highest rated guys are, whoever they are, I don't know. You're missing a guy in DeMarcus Belton, okay?
Yep.
This is probably, as far as a guy that can cut on a dime and the kind of speed that he possesses, but also, again, really tough in between the tackles as well, a stiff arm to go with it. He is a treat to watch.
Yes.
And, you know, when we talk with this coach, you know, Coach Walraven kept saying, like, look, he's got some FCS offers, doesn't have a ton of those big offers. This kid can play football on any level, period.
No doubt. No doubt about it. We will step aside for a moment. We come back. Play of the game and player of the game after this. End zone shot. What a catch. Catch a live broadcast of every play of the biggest high school football games. Next week, Alito at Denton Ryan. Stream the broadcast free next Friday night at 7 on WFAA+.
Thanks, Delkus.
Thanks, Delkus.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delkus.
WFAA has a legacy of changing the system.
Most recently, we did a story on ankle monitors and how they don't work, and how criminals are committing crimes with ankle monitors. And yeah, there's legislative change coming.
Our 2-year investigation caught the attention of state representatives. Now, it's a crime to cut off ankle monitors.
I want people to see things that we need to hold people accountable for.
What's up, football fans? It's the best time of the year. Every Monday morning, we want to hear what you have to say about the game. Join me, Mark Istook, Glenn Smith, and Rebecca Lopez for the Call-In Show, Monday mornings at 11:30.
Sponsored by Post Company.
North Texas, it's a hot one today. If you're planning on taking your pups out, make sure to protect their paws. That asphalt is going to be hot.
Thanks, Delkus.
Thanks, Delkus.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delkus.
Discover WFAA Plus, a live 24-hour stream of WFAA news and exclusive digital content, all completely free. Now available on Apple TV, Roku, and Fire TV. Download WFAA Plus today.
Right now in Terrell and in Dallas, your heat index is 107. Everyone in McKinney is dead. It's hot in McKinney. We'll fix that probably.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delkus.
Thanks for downloading the WFAA Plus app. The main page is a live stream of WFAA programming, and you can find on-demand stories as well. Just click a tab at the top of your screen and scroll down to find WFAA.
End zone shot. What a catch. Catch a live broadcast of every play of the biggest high school football games. Next week, Alito at Denton Ryan. Stream the broadcast free next Friday night at 7 on WFAA+.
Thanks, Delkus.
Thanks, Delkus.
Possibly the most loved and hated man in North Texas. Whatever the weather brings, we bring the Delkus.
Here's tonight's Friday Night Football Play of the Game, sponsored by the Children's Health Andrews Institute.
There were so many different choices we could have gone with tonight. But let's go with this one from DeMarcus Belton. 67 yards on the touchdown run, and this was the one that would give Alvarado the lead for good. 42-36 the score after that. On their way, Heckma Harrison to a 55-50 win. Belton with 2 second-half touchdown runs, and Casey Walraven's team is 4-0.
Yeah, that's the one that broke the game open. And you needed DeMarcus Belton to do that, and he did it. Time and time again, coming up big when you needed him. When his number was called, even if he had to come out and play defense for you, he did that and was able to shut down Ryder Ribisky when you needed him to. What a great performance.
Alvarado improves to 5-0. They will now go into district play. They'll play Carrollton Ranch View next. Lake Worth, Waxahachie Life, River Oaks, Castleberry, and Kennedale, the 5 teams on their district schedule. They are expected to win a district championship this year, just as Glen Rose is. Glen Rose starts with Godley in 2 weeks. They go into their bye, does Glen Rose, after this.
And now, the Texas Day Brazil on fire player of the game.
Player of the game could have been a lot of different guys, Heckma Harrison. We're going to go with DJ Clampett, who here in the second quarter on this 4th and 2 had a 54-yard touchdown run, one of 3 touchdown runs on the day for Clampett. He was clutch defensively as well, had a really, really nice night.
Yeah, DJ, he played his heart out, and I tell you what, it's just when you come into these games and you recognize a kid is just a good old-fashioned football player, I got that from DJ Clampett. He's running in touchdowns. He's also converting a 2-point conversion, and then after that, what does he have to do? Run down on the kickoff as well and make the tackle.
I mean, you could have gone with Skylar DeThorne. He had a couple of touchdowns plus a couple of interceptions. You could have gone with Cameron Jenkins. You certainly could have gone with Belton. You could have gone with Connolly, Judd Connolly, the quarterback from Glen Rose, who was terrific tonight as well. The Kool-Aid man just has entered.
Oh, man.
I thought it was the Kool-Aid man. Turns out it's Alvarado Santa Claus that's fired up about the win tonight for the number 8 team in the state in 4A-D1. Alvarado gets the win in impressive fashion. They've got some serious offense.
No, I love it, man. What a game. You know how to pick 'em, Mike. You know what, before today, you were just saying, guys, I don't know what we're going to expect. But
I didn't know.
We got ourselves a classic football game out here in Alvarado.
If you had asked me in August, I would have told you, buddy, Glen Rose Alvarado is going to be a game and a half. If you had asked me earlier this week, I was a little more concerned about what this game was going to look like because Alvarado certainly had the much better season to this point. Glen Rose showed everybody an awful lot of heart and the fact that they're going to be just fine here in 2025 once they get into district play. That's going to be a team that you see factoring in the playoff discussion in 4A Division II. And Alvarado is a team you are going to see factor in the discussion in 4A-D1. Played Salina in the regional final a year ago. Wouldn't shock me in the slightest to see those two teams play in the Region 2 final again this year.
Yeah, Coach Walraven, I asked him about that. I asked because for the last 2 years they've been eliminated by Salina. Did he make any adjustments because of it? And he said, look, man, we just got to continue to be who we are. And I think that's the best way to execute as a football coach because he has a ton of stars on that side.
His team improves to 4-0 on the year, a 55-50 win. DeMarcus Belton with 2 touchdown runs, DJ Clampett with 3 touchdown runs, Cameron Jenkins with a couple of touchdown passes, 105 combined points this time around, and Alvarado hangs on for the win in the closing seconds here on Friday Night Football. For our entire crew, our director Clay Marshall, our photographers Graham Rayner and Cody Pryor, our digital coordinators back in house, Zach Giannis and Jay Wallace, Heckma Harrison alongside. I'm Mike Leslie. Thank you so much for watching Friday Night Football. We will see you on Friday Night Football 5th quarter in 4 minutes.